Alex, and they will keep that out, or that going, as long as need be, to apply the early pressure. That can't be easy, Kevin.
This is a different type of situation. Last week was national television. Here's the series history. They've been going at it a while. Pitt leads, but of course West Virginia is one of the programs in this nation that has improved so much over the last 6 or 7 years, certainly since Don Nalen came here 9 years ago. Last meeting, you could see it, West Virginia beat them 31-10. As I said, last week, Alex Van Pelt, national television against Syracuse. This is a different story. Mike Gottfried's bringing him home to play in front of the home fans. He has to be a little tight.
You could see his record of 2-1 as Don Nalen on the near side, visiting one final time with the major before the offense goes on the field, as Jeff Van Horn will tee it up for Pittsburgh. And this one is just about to get started. Over 66,000 at the stadium tonight. And as Chris said, the students have been filing in here since they opened the gates this afternoon. In fact, sometime after 4. There's Van Horn as Carl Hayes goes back in a deep safety for the West Virginia Mountaineers. There he is. Tim Williams, number 24, to the far side. Towels are being waved. Fans are up. And this one is underway. Garrett Ford across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And now for tonight's road handler starting lineup. It'll be Major Harris out of Pittsburgh at quarterback, and behind him is running backs Eugene Napoleon and Rico Tyler. The wide receivers, Greg Dykes and Reggie Rember. Rember very big and he's dangerous. Adrian Moss is the tight end. Cocoa, Florida, his home. The center, Jeff Price. The guards will be Scott Parker and Del Wolfley. And the tackles, Jack Lynn and Matt Ratcher. We'll check the Pitt defense after this first play. Draw play. Napoleon breaks it across the 40 to the 41-yard line. It's good for 15 yards.
Big key in this game. Can they block Spindler? They show pass. He's in a pass rush. Tries to get inside, but it's a draw. And that's what West Virginia will do to you. From the back of the offense, Spindler takes himself out of the play. Napoleon's loose. Big running play early for West Virginia.
Rico Tyler also with a key block on the linebacker. Napoleon again tries to change his direction. He'll go for one, and that is it. Let's take a look at the Pitt defense. Mark Spindler and Tony Siragusa are the defensive tackles. Keith Hamilton, the great freshman, and Carney Smith are the outside of defensive ends. Craig Gobb in the middle at linebacker. The two outside backers, Curtis Bray and Ricardo McDonald. In the secondary, Alonzo Hampton and Robert Bradley at the corners, and the two safeties, Dan Crossman and Lewis Reddick. Second down and 10, Mountaineers. First pass play of the evening. Harris gets it away, going long, has his man, James Jett, touchdown. Yards to James Jett. He too, Kevin, only a freshman. Brad Carroll to attempt the extra point for the Mountaineers. Perfect on the year, 14 of 14. Kick is up, and he's good. 7-0, West Virginia.
Number 15, James Jett, the only true freshman on this team. They say he's run a 4.1840, and that's all he's doing is running. Robert Bradley is with him. This ball is a little underthrown. Bradley just missed it. Jumped a little bit early, Jet with great concentration holds it, and they're in early. Here it is from Major Harris' perspective. West Virginia wants to move the pocket. They did, and he gets this thing off just in time. He has pressure. Bradley mistimes it. The Jets got it.
That was Hamilton applying pressure. Major Harris. And, of course, Pitt has seen this kind of situation before. Almost deja vu. 3 plays this week. 1 play last week by Syracuse to open the ball game at Pitt Stadium.
Well, if one thing they certainly have, as you said, had experience at this shouldn't really bother them. They were on that play. It was man-to-man defense, but they were there. It was just a mistimed jump. That won't bother them too much.
Down Nealon. You know the heart is pumping, but pumping a little bit easier, getting an early 7 on the board. And for Mike Gottfried, he won the toss, but elected to defer to the second half. What is the plan this week? That's what he said before last week's game. Whatever happens, stick with the plan.
And you must remember they play 2 defenses, 2 units, the Pittsburgh team does, and they believe they can win the second half. They can wear you down.
Brad Carroll to kick off for West Virginia. Flag is down deep into the end zone. Fumbled away. It's going to be recovered by Kirvin Richards. But West Virginia, I believe, was offside in the play. And also, Kevin, there is a marker down on the Pitt side of the 50-yard line. Bill McDonald, our referee tonight. Offsetting, we will do it again from the same spot.
I believe that's the first time I've ever seen a double penalty on a kickoff.
We have encroachment on the offense. We have illegal procedure on the defense. They were out of the restricted zone.
Major Harris, in his career, 745 plays. That's times he's either thrown or carried the ball. TDs 43, every 17.2 times. That's going in tonight. That'll improve after that bomb he just threw.
1 for 1 tonight for 59 yards. That's a decent start. The signs are numerous. Some pretty darn good ones there also for Major Harris and the Mountaineers. And in fact, Kevin, we could have a record crowd at this one this evening.
There was a mob out front when we came in, and that was 4:35 o'clock.
Again, the same 2 deep backs as the Mountaineer roams the sidelines with his banner in hand. Kirvin Richards, along with number 11, that's Steve Israel, as the 2 deep backs. As far as the flags are concerned, it does not seem as though the wind is that much of a factor. But that time, Brad Carroll got the kick up to what it seemed to be a little bit of an existing breeze and knocked it about 6 yards deep into the end zone. Offsetting penalty, so we'll do it all over again. If you've just turned on, it is 7-0 West Virginia. Major Harris throwing the touchdown pass to James Jett. That was on the 3rd play from scrimmage. Kirvin Richards will return. Whacked down hard at the 19-yard line. Let's take a look at the Pitt offense. Alex Van Pelt, the young freshman out of San Antonio by way of the state of West Virginia. Quarterback Kirvin Richards and Ronald Redmond are the running backs. The wide receivers Henry Tootin and Reggie Williams. The tight end is big Lionel Sykes, the junior college transfer, St. Louis, Missouri, his home. The center is Chris Sistille. The guards, Chris Getz and Dean Calaguire. The tackles, Roman Matus and Mike Laborio.
dead ball foul, personal foul, defense, 15 yards, first down.
Well, they call it the brawl, the backyard brawl, and it has started off just as that. 15 yards stepped off against West Virginia after they had stopped the kick return at the 19-yard line. So from the 34, here comes Van Pelt with his first play. Richards, right side, crosses the 35 to the 36. And now the West Virginia defense. Jim Gray, the fine nose guard. Defensive tackles, Mike Fox. Keep an eye on him tonight. Scott Summits on the other side. The outside linebackers, Lonnie Brockman and Ronaldo Turnbull. One away from moving up the ladder in sacks. Chris Herring and Theron Ellis, the inside backers. The cornerbacks, Darren Fulton and Preston Waters. And the safeties, Basil Proctor and Darrell Whitmore. Richards slips to tackle, has big yardage, open at the 40, needs a block, is tripped off, and finally is tackled at the 20. Basil Proctor made the tackle. It's a gain of 44 yards by Kervin Richards.
This guy is elusive, but he's also very tough. Watch him. This is a cutback. Breaks the tackle, and here's the curving part, a swerving curving as he leaves the safety on the ground, and he's down the road. If he doesn't slip, he could have gone all the way. That was Preston Waters, number 5, that he faked out, and Chris Herring, an excellent tackler, is the one that missed the tackle. Little guy, very tough.
Ronald Redmond, the fullback. He will have a gain of 10. Inside the 10, it will be first and goal for the Panthers of Pitt.
Initial stop.
Lonnie Brockman, one of the first men in old gold and blue from West Virginia to come over and make the hit. Mike Gottfried's ball club in the third play. Fell behind 7-0 on the 59-yard touchdown strike. And right now, the Panthers driving again as Adam Walker checks into the backfield at tailback. Redmond dances his way at left tackle down to the 7. Ronaldo Turnbull out of St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands, is there to make the hit.
There is the guy that they expect to get pressure on Van Pelt, but they crossed him up a little bit here and running the ball. The strength of the West Virginia defense is their strength. They all bench press over 400 pounds on the line. If Pitt is successful in the middle of that defense, it'll cave in.
Second down and goal. This is Richards. Left side, touchdown. Carries, 54 yards, and now a touchdown for Kervin Richards. His third of the year. And who said you can't carry a script 75 yards? We see the same thing virtually that we saw last week in that opening between Syracuse and Pitt. Ed Frazier to attempt the extra point for the Panthers. Doug Hetzler is the holder. Blocked. Lateraled, and the tackle will be made. That would have been good for 2 points had he been able to take it the distance. Basil Proctor is the man who wound up with the football, and it was Mike Fox, the big 6'7" senior out of Akron, Ohio, who got an arm up and blocked it. Flag on the play. Forward lateral. So the block will stand.
Number 61, left side. He's 6'7", and he needs it all. You can see the right paw getting up there to block it. Again, West Virginia at home. That's a big play. There's your forward lateral to Proctor. Watch the block by the fullback Redmond on the touchdown to the left. Right back. Basil Proctor will come in. He just seals it. Kervin Richards comes right up the middle. Chris Getz, super block there, and Richards nice and low. Now watch the block by the fullback. Left of your screen. He caves in Basil Proctor, And look at Curvin behind Getz and the rest of that line. Nice job by Pittsburgh and some tremendous running. Nice and low. See how Richards gets low and gets into the end zone. We've got a one-point game.
You also could see Sestelli, the freshman center, blocking for that man. Curvin Richards, who's off to a great night. His third touchdown of the year, 2 by rushing and 1 by passing. ESPN's College Football Saturday kicks off next week, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, with College Game Day. Bob Carpenter, Bino Cook, and Lee Corso for a preview of all the day's action in college football. Then at 12:30, Ivy League action between Pennsylvania taking on Columbia. Then at 7 o'clock, Kevin and I will be in Knoxville, Tennessee, with the 12th-ranked Volunteers, who had a huge win today, take on Georgia. Then at 10:30, it's out to the Pac-10 as Arizona State will battle UCLA, all next Saturday. This is Van Horn's kickoff. It is coming down to Hayes at the 8. He'll be tackled at the 21. Doug Hessler on the special teams, number 24, making the tackle. And just as we saw last week, both teams scoring on their opening possession of the night. Major Harris out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ironically, the young man on the other side of the line of scrimmage, Alex Van Pelt, from the state of West Virginia. Harris, looking pass, incomplete. In and out of the hands of number 2, Greg Dykes, up at the 30-yard line.
Pittsburgh is famous for scripting plays. They knew they were going to run the ball. They didn't panic. They stayed with their running game, and they made it work to get close again, 7-6.
Draw play. Ford. And Garrett will take it up around the 22, maybe the 23-yard line, as Curtis Bray from his outside linebacking spot on the left and Ricardo McDonald combining for the stop.
Remember, they beat Spindler on that first series, number 93. Watch him feel this now with Wolf. He's going to feel the block. He's not running around it. He's staying with it, staying with it. Now he's going to get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get in there and tackle Ford. That's good defensive tackle play. Felt it.
Harris under pressure, going to run, breaks off the tackle, and by golly, he is very close to the first down as Craig Gobb tripped him up, and it's called depending on the spotting of the football. And from here, Kev, it looks as though he's about a half-yard shy. That's the reason for the reaction from the crowd.
Look at Mike Gottfried right there by the first down marker. He wants a real close look at this. Think about Major Harris. That was perfect defense by Pittsburgh. He still got away. Forced them up the middle.
Early in the ball game, a 7-6 lead by West Virginia, and the Mountaineers will not take the chance, or so it would appear. Greg Herzog, you see the numbers out of him, his longest 69 of the season, 43-yard average. Kicking to number 3, Alonzo Hampton. Jeff Snippen with a little bit of a high pass. This is a driving spiral. Hampton inside the pin. All he sees is blue, and he will be crushed at the 13-yard line. 65 yards in the kick, 1 on the return. Boris Graham with a stop. We got a great one-point game. ESPN's College Football Saturday, Pittsburgh versus West Virginia, is brought to you by Levi's 505 and 506 jeans, and by the heartbeat of America, today's Chevy truck. Ron Franklin and Kevin Kiley, along with Chris Fowler from Morgantown, West Virginia. Packed house, and there you see what has happened so far. 2 touchdowns, 2 opening possessions by these 2 ball clubs. Adam Walker tries the right side. There is not much there because Jim Gray steps up into the hole and makes the hit. Jim's a sophomore out of West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. Well, as you see the scores going up on the board, the lower part of the screen, congratulations as the East of the American League now wrapped up. Congratulations to the Blue Jays.
2 one-run games over Baltimore.
Richards, left side, spins off one tackler, and he's going to be pushed back. He had made the 20-yard line or the 21. Theron Ellis from the right outside linebacking spot hit him. He's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first.
Nice job by Theron Ellis. Again, this I formation is just like an I formation. He's reading, sitting, waiting. He sees the flow coming. He beats the block there, and then boom, he's standing there. He's almost like a safety. And when he gets a hold of curving, there's no swerving.
4 carries for Kervin Richards, 59 yards. Van Pelt, first throw of the night. Markers down all over the place, and he just throws this one away. Turnbull was the man who was applying the pressure. Number 87. 2 markers came down deep, and it's offensive holding Pitt. This one will be declined because of the 3rd down. West Virginia should get decent field position. Well, that's the first time that the young man has thrown tonight in that entire first series because of the good running game. They didn't try to put it up.
Holding offense. Penalty decline. 4th down.
Chris Getz, number 72, left side of your screen. There it is. You can see the jersey. Can't see the number because you can see the jersey. That was number 98, Jim Gray, that he grabbed.
Darren Fulton, the single safety for the Mountaineers. Good look from behind of Brian Greenfield. The left footer gets it away, but there are markers down and whistles.
Good ball foul. Ball start. Offense. Repeat 4th down.
He'll tack 5 yards on.
Mike Gottfried is saying to himself, this is not good. His team is jumpy, and this crowd is not helping.
An extremely hard place to hear. Not only because of the proximity of the crowd, but primarily because of the exuberance of the crowd. Greenfield again. Low line drive kick. Fuller on the run, and he is not going to be able to do anything with that one. That is an excellent kick. Out of bounds inside the 40 down at the 36-yard line. 48 yards in the kick and nothing on the return because he kicked it out of bounds. That's a good job. The Pitt defense. Take a look at that over the last 10 years. National rankings. And in fact, their current numbers are pretty close to that, aren't they?
257.1, I think, this year.
Harris fakes the draw. It holds up the lineman, still going. Ball is tipped and incomplete. And it was Curtis Bray who got a hand up and knocked it away. And the guy I was looking for was that big number 88, Reggie Rember. Remember one thing about Rember. Not only does he have the speed of an outside receiver, incredible size to have that kind of speed at 6'6", 200 pounds.
Pitt defense did a nice job there. They forced Major out of the pocket, and then, as they will all night, they took their defense to the sideline with them. They had enough guys in front of them, so they were able to deflect that pass. That's what they will try to do. Stay with him as he goes to the sideline.
Straight back in the pocket this time. Harris will be knocked out of bounds at around the 42-yard line. And won't be enough for the first down. He'll miss it by about 4 as Tom Sims comes over to make the bump.
One of the things the Pitt defensive line, watch 92 now, Hamilton. Major wants to come out here, but see how he takes an outside rush and then he just keeps leverage. He's going to force Major into the short side of the field where he pumps and finally gets dragged down for a shorter gain. Well, that's what they need to do. They need to keep outside leverage, force him back to the short side of the field or up the middle where their defense can help him.
Harris, 2 completions or 2 runs for 13 yards. Option play, breaks it out for the first down, crosses midfield, and it will be 1st and 10 Mountaineers as Ricardo McDonald was in the vicinity, but not before the Major advances to change across the way.
All right, here's the other side of what West Virginia can do. Not only can this kid throw, this is an option team. There's Spindler and Gobb and everybody flowing. Spindler's taken down by a good block there. And now look at the strength of Harris. Right through that small opening, and now he's like a running back. Loose in the secondary, slides for the first down. Outstanding option play.
Draw play. Big opening for Napoleon down to the 41-yard line. Craig Gobb from his middle linebacking spot had to come up and make the tackle. Interesting story. Eugene started off his career at Pitt and then transferred here to West Virginia, and his pen pal is Tony Dorsett. That's the reason he wears number 33. They still stay in touch. He said he hoped that Tony was watching tonight. Rember on the pitch reverse. Gets 1 block and he'll be knocked down for a loss. Back at the 46-yard line as Dan Crossman from his strong safety position will knock him down for a -6 on the play.
Crossman, another great story. Started in Kansas as the starting cornerback as a freshman with Mike Gottfried when he was the head coach at Kansas. And Bob Valicente, the defensive coordinator here, was the defensive coordinator, at Pittsburgh, was the defensive coordinator in Kansas. Now they're all together again, but they're at the University of Pittsburgh, and Crossman is a senior.
Mountaineers need just inside the 40. Pocket breaks down. Now Harris in trouble, and it's intercepted. Carney Smith down the near sideline in the foot race. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, at the 13-yard line.
We all know what Major can do on the positive side. Now, here is a problem. He's great. You'll never see a better job by a defense. There's Crossman in front of you. The middle linebacker forces him outside, and then you've got an outside linebacker, McDonald. Everybody has leverage. Now he makes a mistake. This is a defensive end that intercepts this from the other side. Now, that's a defense that never quits, keeps hustling. Smith down the sideline where he will step out of bounds. Obviously, Major should not have thrown that ball.
It's what defensive coordinators like to call spreading the pitch and keeping it parallel. That's what Pitt did. Van Pelt whirls the time, and this one is going to be incomplete. Ball was not catchable. Orlando Truitt. His demand to pass was intended for it, and it was Mike Fox who was crawling all over the back of Alex Van Pelt as he was about to throw.
Alex had a little happy feet there. A lot of pressure from West Virginia. Nice job. And last week, Syracuse let him sit in the pocket. West Virginia's not doing that. And Alex a little jumpy back there. Good coverage by the secondary of West Virginia.
Kervin Richards, left side, breaks it open. He's down to the 6-yard line. Darrell Whitmore comes up from his free safety spot to make the tackle, and Livorio, you could see big number 76 convoying and taking the man out of the hole. Great block.
Richards doing a fine job and a good game plan by Pitt here. They're attacking West Virginia right at the strength of their defense, which is up front. Five carries, 67 yards for Kervin Richards, but give it to the offensive line. They've done a great job.
There you see the football just outside the 5. You'll know if they pick it up. They need the 3. Derek Lewis. Hot pursuit, and he'll be knocked down for a loss by Preston Waters and a loss of 4.
Any kind of short yardage, you want to get a fullback turn laterally. Watch the West Virginia guy. Right off the bat, Gray is in there. He meets the lead block in the backfield. Now you've got a fullback running to the sideline, exactly what you want. Preston Waters runs him down.
Great job defensively by the Mountaineers, and it brings on number 1, Ed Frazier, who is 4 of 6 on field goal attempts this year. This one an attempt at 26 yards. It is blocked. Ronaldo Turnbull got a hand up, and on the second kick that Pitt has tried tonight, it has been blocked. First a field goal, or first an extra point, now a field goal.
Low.
Turnbull showed that his vertical is extreme, particularly for a large person. See what the major has up his sleeve from the 20. Garrett Ford. Oh, he really gets back down at Nelson Walker. Let's go to Bob Carpenter for an update.
All right, Ron, thank you very much. And you might call this our run-and-shoot update. Andre Ware, the Cougars of Houston, taking on Jerry Burnt and his Rice Owls. And tonight,
very much, Andre Ware and the Houston Cougars. Wow. Some kind of pass and offense. Draw play. This is Ford again up near the 30-yard line, and he's close to the first down. It appears he will be short by just a couple of inches. As Pitt going with not what they call their second unit, but Unit 1A defensively. Wholesale changes, all 11. B Company is something else I think they're called. Ford is going to be held up in the backfield. That's Jeff Esther, who is down and catches him by the ankles, and that will not be enough for the first down. There is a marker down across the way. Offside, Pitt.
This defense, this 1A defense comes on the field, fired up. Sometimes it can work against them.
Defense, 5 yards, first down.
Changing of the guards, so to speak. Look what they have done as far as the series last week.
Against Syracuse, you can see 12 series, 3 series for B Company. First down, 12 and 2, points 23 and 0. The sacks about even, actually more in the 1A column. They played less.
Making the draw. Harris, great protection. Good coverage in the secondary as he scrambles out. Gets his pass. It is complete to Jet. Inside the 50, and he's all the way down to the 43. Doug Hetzler made the tackle, but it's good for 22 yards.
Believe it or not, they practice this. It's called the scramble drill. Offensive coordinator Bob Shaw told us about it, and you're going to see a mistake here defensively. They have him contained right here, but watch Mark Gunn take the inside. Well, number 90 took the inside, let him outside. Now Jet in the scramble drill finds the open spot, comes back to Major Harris, wide open for the first down.
Harris straight up the middle on the handoff. That's Aaron Evans as the number 1 defensive unit for Pitt comes back onto the field. Tony Siragusa, the right defensive tackle for the Panthers, is the man at the bottom of the stack. You know, 2 points that were made by the coaches this week. Now, Neyland said he wanted to make Pitt play more of a lateral defense. He didn't want to go back to the pocket and throw. Wants the look-in pass, gets it away, and he was being tackled just as he got it away. That's Ricardo McDonald. And now let's go down to the field and Chris Fowler.
Okay, Ron, we've seen one of the new rules in college football come into play. Kickers not allowed to use the tee. Much tougher to get the ball off the field. And Pitt Ed Frazier has twice had that problem. He was a high school soccer player, the best of the Pitt kickers to get the ball up off the ground quickly. That's why he moved up from the third team to the first team. Got to get the guys in front of him to block some Mountaineers up back upstairs.
7-6 our score. Mountaineers on top. First quarter. Ball is hit in the air, incomplete, and that's Keith Hamilton who got a piece of it from that left defensive end position, or left linebacker, I should say. 6'7", Keith Hamilton, and he got a piece of the Major's arm. It'll be fourth down. Gregory Herzog, boy, 62 yards on his first. He doesn't need nearly that here. Pooch kick. Alonzo Hamilton lets it go, and the 9-iron just bites right there at the 5-yard line. They're going to put it dead inside the 5 at the 2. 35 yards on the kick. West Virginia 7 and Pitt 6. Ron Franklin along with Kevin Kiley and Chris Fowler from Morgantown, West Virginia. A sold-out house. I mean, they are hanging from the rafters tonight. That young man is from the state of West Virginia, playing now for Pitt. Only a freshman. He has been to the stadium before, but you have to witness it on the field for yourself to know exactly what kind of pressure these fans can put on you. Richards right up the middle will take it in the vicinity of the 9. Some other scores from around the country. North Carolina State has jumped out big in the second period. Arizona trailing the Ducks of Oregon. They're at halftime. Texas A&M, who we had on our opening week against LSU, shutting out Southern Mississippi. Florida, big win over Mississippi State. Van Pelt going to go long. It is Tootin and a marker down, and I think that's going to be offensive pass interference as Tootin put his left arm in the midsection of the defensive back, Darrell Whitmore.
If this isn't offensive interference, they'll tear this place down. It was pretty obvious.
Oh my.
Watch number 81. There's the pass. Now he's making an adjustment. That's a little late. That's a little after it happened. Now the first push came from Tootin as he went down the sideline. Now the defensive man pushed back, but Tootin is the one that pushed first. That was Preston Waters.
So the Panthers move the sticks and move them in a big way out to midfield. About to go under 2 minutes left in this opening period. 7-6. The Mountaineers on top. Delay to the fullback, and he's going to be hit and knocked down at the line of scrimmage as Redmond had the ball put in his stomach, and he waited for a moment as though he was waiting for the pursuit to go by him.
Yeah, and it didn't go by, did it?
Nope.
And that's a trick play that Pitt runs, and what he's supposed to do is stop. If everybody runs the other way, obviously he'll keep going, but it didn't quite happen that way. There's Van Pelt taking the handoff. As Red is just waiting, but not for long. Here comes West Virginia.
Van Pelt, incomplete, looking for Tootin on the near sideline. And he missed him badly at about the 35 as Darrell Fulton and Basil Proctor had the cover for the Mountaineers.
Well, this is a different Alex Van Pelt, and it's different for a number of reasons. He lived 20 minutes from here as a junior in high school, went to Texas as a senior. And also he's playing against a little bit of a different defense. There's Mr. Van Pelt, the father of Alex Van Pelt. Got to be feeling the pressure, and West Virginia's putting on some pressure. Syracuse didn't last week.
Option play. This is Richards. Turns the corner, loses the football, and West Virginia has recovered Darren Fulton.
Well, of course, Alex Van Pelt is not an option quarterback, but they're figuring they're going to surprise him. They get it to Richards. Proctor, number 42, does a terrific job holding the block and stacking it up. And Turnbull with helping him. Okay, here comes Kirvin Richards around the end. Now 42, Proctor out here is really the one that made the play. Turnbull pulls the ball loose. And here comes West Virginia.
Running play right up the middle will go for very short yardage. Garrett Ford. Eugene Napoleon, I beg your pardon. Number 33 on the carry. He'll take it to midfield. A gain of only 1. To continue the thought that I made a moment ago about what Don Nehlen wanted the Pitt defense to do, and on the other side of the coin, Mike Gottfried's defense said they wanted to maintain defense in the major, not get anybody out of sync. That's when he killed you. Blitz up the middle, hit immediately as Rico Tyler on his first carry of the night, and it's Craig Gobb who was coming from up the middle to make the hit along with Carney Smith.
When you blitz, you have to remember, don't run by anything. He stacked Gobb. See, nobody picked him up. Don't run by that, Craig, and he didn't. He gets a little help. Fullbacks don't have a chance like that. That's a quick hitter, and Gobb was there before the ball was almost.
And with that, the end of the first 15 minutes here at Morgantown. So as they change into the field, we got just what we expected. And Chris Fowler, 1-point ball game. Harris under pressure, gets a pickup block. Still running, delivers the pass incomplete, and a marker goes down. And it looks as though Major had run beyond the line of scrimmage when he delivered the pass. That was Rico Tyler who came back to throw the block on Marcus Spindler. Illegal receiver downfield.
One of the things you really have to do defensively with a guy like this is just keep running. Keep staying with it. Spindler came along and he got knocked off. And here's your wide shot of the defense. Pitt in white. Major Harris, see how the whole defense is shifting. Everybody's shifting to this side of the field. That's what Major Harris will do to you. Major needs to be aware of where he is on the field. He had pressure and tossed that one up a little bit for grabs. Good coverage by Pitt. They force him to the sideline. He learns to step out. Has a habit, Major Harris, of trying to make the big play all the time. He does so often, they don't want to rein him in, but he just tosses it.
Well, a lineman downfield. The penalty is declined with the 3rd down to 13, and now it's 4th. And the Mountaineers will have to kick it away. Greg Hertzog. Another booming high coverage kick. Hampton all the way back at the 10. Runs into his own man. He'll be shy of the 20. 44 yards in the kick, 8 on the return, and the storyline on this one so far is we have just completed the first 15 minutes of play. Harris, 81 yards, 2 completions, 1 touch, 1 interception. Van Pelt, a little bit slow in getting started tonight. Take a look. West Virginia with 2 blocked kicks so far. Kirvin Richards off to a great start.
Great start on the first series. Hasn't done much really since then. 2 excellent adjustments by both defenses.
Pitch to Richards. Goes right side. Carries a tackler with him as he goes to the 22, and it's Jim Gray defensively. Let's go back to Bob Carpenter for another update. Bob?
All right, Ron. They also love their Saturday night football at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. James Rouse of the Razorbacks, a 10-yard run, and playing against their ex-assistant, UTEP head coach David Lee. Hogs 7, Miners nothing. First quarter.
Well, the Beans ought to be happy about that. Arkansas going on top, 7-0. Mike Godfrey's ball club trailing by 1 here in Morgantown. First minute of the second quarter. Richards again tries to turn the corner. They'll knock him out of bounds at the 25 as Chris Herring, the leading tackler for the Mountaineers, comes over to knock him out.
Pitt has gone to 2 tight ends down here, getting conservative. They have the young quarterback, and they're trying to force the ball a little bit. West Virginia creeping up on the line of scrimmage, but now Pitt has a tight end that can go deep on this team. They need to be very aware of that. Tight end Lionel Sykes, he can run.
The Panthers lead the 28. Draw play. Richards wrapped up in the backfield. Hello, Jim Gray. Gray, along with Chris Herring, stepping up to knock him down, and he'll be shy of the first down by about 4.
Gray is very quick. He's a middle guard type, but they let him do a lot of things. They let him run around blocks. He's right behind the official. He meets the center head on, gets rid of him right there for the counter. That was a counter. They were trying to get Gray to go to one side and run the other way, but he wasn't having any of it. Nice play.
Brian Greenfield with the punt. Another line drive kick. Fulton lets it get over his head, retrieves it at the 20, and he will be tackled at the 24-yard line. 53 yards in the kick, 2 on the return.
Talk to me, CJ. What are you really feeling?
This is what sets every Mazda apart. It's called Conseil Engineering. Engineering based on human feelings.
Keep an eye on the false plate.
With it, Mazda can actually learn how to create cars that feel just right. Because to us, feeling right is what driving is really all about. Mazda.
Hurry and you'll make it.
Delta Airlines ticket agent Sam Singletary knows how to get people moving.
Mr. Franklin, your bag.
But sometimes he has to show off a few moves of his own. The kind of moves that made him a first-string halfback. Sam Singletary shares a feeling with everyone at Delta. He loves what he's doing, and it shows.
We love to fly, and it shows.
Dry is bold and wet. The taste of dry is less sweet. Michelob Dry, brewed longer, so taste after taste, there's just no aftertaste.
That's again, College Football Saturday. Pittsburgh versus West Virginia is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By Delta Airlines, we love to fly, and it shows. And by Anheuser-Busch, we brew our fine quality beers to be enjoyed responsibly. Remember, know when to say when. The house is packed, and what you're looking at right there, Defense 1A, the second unit for the Pitt Panthers. This is Ford. Garrett Ford takes it out to around the 28, and let's go down to the sidelines again, and Chris Fowler.
Okay, Ron, you mentioned the 1A defense back in the game. Remember the first time they were in, West Virginia quickly drove across midfield. They were pulled out. Mike Godfrey was hot. He was up in their face, talking to Mark Gunn as they came off. He's giving them a second chance, but if they don't perform well this time, they're not seeing that much for the rest of the game. Ron?
Now there's Michael. Gave him a stern talking to. We'll see if it does any good. The option play, it's Major Harris. Turns it up for 5. Has close to 10. In fact, he does. Will be shoved out of bounds at the 38 by Doug Hetzler. And that is enough for the Mountaineer first down.
What we really haven't seen so far in this game is much of Major Harris. Early in the first quarter, he did okay. Now, this is going to be his all the way. Good blocking at the corner. They seal it off. The secondary a little slow getting over. And look how quick Major Harris is. right to the sideline. This is a guy they cannot let him get outside.
Kevy's got 4 carries for 31 yards. Pass complete to Rember at the 45, breaks it out. He can run. Rember for the touchdown, 62 yards. That's Brad Carroll, who has come on to attempt the extra point, as Major Harris has now thrown distance jobs of 59 and 62, and the extra point is good. And we have an 8-point ball game in favor of the Mountaineers.
Reggie Rember, a JC transfer from Independence, Kansas. So Major Harris makes this play the option. They stretch the defense, and now you have Steve Israel coming up to tackle 6'6", 200-pound Reggie Rember, who can fly. He doesn't get it done. No one's going to catch him down the line, but it's Major Harris coming down the line, forcing people to take care of their responsibilities that creates the one-on-one situation and the possibility for disaster. Here's Major. See everybody coming up? Everybody coming up on the option. Here's Israel. He's in position. He just cannot make the play. Doug Hetzler was too close to the line of scrimmage. He didn't have the angle, and Reggie could run forever.
You have to wonder if that is the last we'll see of 1A as a unit tonight.
If there was a problem with the two-platoon system, it's not in the front 7 for Pitt. It's in the secondary. Those kids are young. They have very little experience.
So the Panthers trying to regroup on the far sideline, as that man right there has haunted them with a couple of distance strikes tonight for touchdown. The first one on the evening to Dykes, or to James Jett, I beg your pardon, and then to Reggie Rember. Rember was averaging almost 19 yards per reception. He didn't do anything to hurt his average right there, his first catch of the night.
That's a 5-yard pass and catch if the tackle is made. That's kind of an odd and misleading statistic.
14-6, the Mountaineers on top. Early going second quarter. Brad Carroll kicks it off. This is going to come down to Israel at the 3. Oh, my goodness, does he take a shot at the 15. That's Roger Dixon, along with number 22, John Murphy, who greeted him shy of the 20. Israel has had a couple of lightning bolts in the last 2 plays.
He's had a tough night in 5 minutes.
Van Pelt delivers to Tootin, incomplete at the 29-yard line. Darren Fulton was climbing up his back, and Tootin shaken up on the play a bit.
The difference between this week and last week for Van Pelt, the secondary covering the receivers a little closer as you see Tootin leaving the field limping, and he's getting pressure. Syracuse sat back a little more. They didn't pressure him much, and this is a whole different atmosphere. It was at home last week, and now he's at home, but with 70,000 neighbors screaming at him, not for him.
He's the big play guy, is Tootin. Baron Jackson comes in replacing him at wide receiver. Sherman Richards belted hard. That's 98. Jim Gray, one of the first men to come over.
Not a bad pass by Van Pelt. That's interference. Fulton hit him before the ball got there. Look at his leg. His left leg, knee, got twisted up, left under his own power.
Kevin Richards now 11 carries for 80 yards. But the big thing for the Panthers, you see the top number. They need to convert a third down. Pass tipped and intercepted by Darren Fulton. He will be knocked down at the 31.
Van Pelt wasn't sure. The play is made by Darrell Whitmore, number 11, playing with a steel plate in his ankle. Wasn't even sure if he could play. Here's Whitmore, the safety. Gets his hands on it. And now West Virginia picks off another one. Darrell Fulton will take it to the sideline, and he's down. But the key to that play was Van Pelt. He wasn't sure. When he let it go, it flew too high.
Mountaineers from the 30. This is Garrett. He wants to throw. Looking for the end zone for Rember, and it is incomplete.
What a job by Louis Riddick. Louis Riddick got position. Rember could not come back. Number 5, I believe it was number 5, as he got inside of Rember. Read this thing very well. It's an option pass, very tough to read. Now watch Riddick. See Riddick? He turned inside of him, looked like he put his hand up, but there was no way Rember could get to the ball without going through Riddick. That made the difference.
Alonzo Hamilton would love to have the opportunity again. He mistimed his jump. Running play right up the middle. This is going to be Eugene Napoleon. He will go for short yardage. It's going to be third down at about 9 yards for the Mountaineers to pick up the first down. Some other scores. Texas leading Penn State. They're in the first period down in Austin tonight. Oklahoma State with an early shutout going. UCLA over California. They're at halftime. And LSU shutting out Ohio University. Still in the first period. Our score.
Tigers need a win down there, don't they?
Do they ever? Blitz is on. Harris feeling the pressure, gets the pass away, and there's nobody close. Ricardo McDonald is the man who was applying the initial pressure. Then Carney Smith also grabbed a hold.
This is experience from downstate cousin, Philadelphia Eagles, 46. See the 3 men in the middle there covering everybody. And now the blitz. Here comes Crossman, right of your screen. He's the initial guy, number 31. See, he makes the pressure, gets Harris turned the wrong way, and then Major just tosses it up.
46-yard attempt by Carroll. Has the distance. Off to the left and no good. So there's a break in the action with 10:21 left until halftime. Mountaineers by 8. He'd like to have a basketball.
Yeah, that's the nicest kid he's ever had. They've had some good ones in West Virginia.
Van Pelt with the play action. Going long over the middle. Looking for Tootin. Overthrown and incomplete. Preston Waters, one of the men downfield covering along with Williams.
Got Lionel Sykes, number 88, wide open on a drag pattern. Lionel, here's Tootin's back in the game, and now he's leaving again. He's limping. And he went long to Tootin, who was covered, but Sykes on the drag pattern was open. He'll go back and tell him.
Well, for young Mr. Van Pelt, 1 of 7, 1 interception, 41 yards tonight. Up the sideline, it is complete. That's Baron Jackson inside the 45 to the 43, and Waters wraps him up. and a marker down back at the 30-yard line. And Van Pelt is extremely upset.
Number 72, Chris Getz. Offensive guard, hands a little high and a little high again. Backyard brawl. Had a similar penalty last week, and a lot of times that's technique. You just get your hands up too high, but the second one didn't look like technique, did it, Ron?
Chris, senior out of Jackson Heights, wants to go to work after graduation for the federal government and law enforcement. That's what his major is. And he showed right there that he can govern his area. So with a 15-yard penalty, it'll push it back to the 15. And for the Panthers, they need the 40-yard line, their own 40.
Exactly what they don't need with the young quarterback in a situation like this.
Over the middle, it's Tootin. Cuts it upfield, and he is close to the Panther first down. Basil Proctor finally knocked him to the turf.
He's a tough kid, Tootin. He's playing on a bad knee. Van Pelt, not bad either. He's had a rough night, had his best pass called back. And here's a crossing pattern. Now, this thing I told you would have worked earlier with Sykes, but now they go to Tootin a little bit deeper. Look at this thing. Over the short coverage. Drops it right in there to Mr. Tootin, who's going to take a lick even with the bad leg. Nice play. Gutty performance there by Tootin.
Well, let's go down to the sideline. Chris can update us on the injury to Tootin.
That's right, fellas. Tootin is a tough guy. You saw him run that crossing pattern, but he has what's called a hyperflex of the left calf. Earlier on, he tried to run a fly pattern and looked very slow. It'll be tough for him to run those deep routes later on in the game, but he's going to try to tough it out anyway, fellas.
It is a first down for the Pitt Panthers. The ball just shy of the 40. Redmond, the fullback, goes right guard for a couple. Clock going under 9 minutes to play until halftime. As Warren Suber is the man who makes the play defensively.
Pitt has had good success running with two tight ends because they're forcing the outside linebackers, the guys that were putting pressure on Van Pelt to play those tight ends, and they can't come a rushing. It's been a very good formation for them.
Van Pelt dumps it off here in the flat, incomplete. That's Richard. His tailback off his fingertips as the Mountaineer, who is now in the upper deck down below us, fires off around. Woo. Wish we didn't know that was coming. Huh? You see a little aid being administered to Tootin on the sideline. You're running that tape a little bit farther up the calf, which Chris alluded to a moment ago, that's the problem area for him. They need the 50. It is complete over the middle to Reggie Williams. Good for the first down, +9. Whitmore knocks him out of bounds, but not before he makes it to the Mountaineer 41-yard line. 18 yards in the play.
What a job by the offensive line here for Van Pelt. Now, they didn't have any tight ends in the game here. Look at Turnbull getting turned inside. Redmond makes a block on the corner, and Van Pelt now starting to get his feet under him. He'll stand in there and throws that thing. Fires just a shot in there to Reggie Williams for another first down. That's 3 big passes. One was called back by Van Pelt.
Redmond goes right side, hammers his way down into the vicinity of the 38. Scott Summits is the man who makes the stop. Kevin, that, by the way, is the first converted third down for the Pitt Panthers tonight. They make it on the pass play. As you mentioned, they had one a moment ago, and it was called back because of the personal foul.
kid, we've seen what this kid can do. We saw him, what we heard about him at Boston College. He was 15 for 18. Last week, 25 for 32. If he gets heated up, he can be tough.
Irvin Richards breaks it open inside the 30, and it's another Pitt first down. Lonnie Brockman from his left outside linebacking spot comes over to put the stop on him. But Richards running extremely well tonight. Some good blocking. Has the first down, and the chains will move again. Down Nayland. He has the trophy in his office that this Pitt ball club would love to have, along with several other clubs in the East. Van Pelt delivers it incomplete. Reggie Williams, the intended receiver, but Darren Fulton knocked it away. It appeared for the world it was going to be a completion. All of a sudden, Fulton knocked it free.
Reggie's had some difficulty early in the season catching the ball. Here's number 2, full blitz. Van Pelt stood in there, delivers this ball right on the button. Fulton is there, but the ball was there first. Reggie should have had it.
Well, Henry Tootin is just limped back on the field after the tape job.
Out for a crossing pattern here, and look out for the tight end, Sykes, number 88.
They set the screen. This is Redmond. Cuts in behind the block, and he is inside the 25 to the 23. Chris Herring, leading tackler in the ball club for West Virginia, brings him down. It's going to be a third down. They'll need about 3.5.
Redmond is more like a halfback than a fullback, and this is Paul Hackett's influence. He's got 2 good receivers. He's 22. He's just kind of sliding in there. Screenplay over Turnbull, who's 6'5". Nice job by Van Pelt. And now Redmond, who knows where to get the yard. He turns it right upfield. Not quite a first down, but good yardage.
Middle blitz is on, also from the outside, and it's incomplete. Lonnie Brockman, number 97, was pressuring Van Pelt.
All right, this is the other outside backer. We talked about Turnbull, but Brockman is no slouch. A guy that can really hurt you. Came in with 3 sacks and got one there.
What's going through this young man's mind? He has had an extra point and a field goal attempt blocked. This is a 42-yard attempt. Has the distance, and he's good. They're going to say officially 41 yards. And Frazier brings Pitt to within 5. We'll be right back. Fowler tonight, Morgantown, West Virginia. This is week number 5. And Kev, we've had some great ones. This one tonight falling right in line with the 4 previous weeks.
They seem to be getting better. This is no surprise. These 2 teams, they hate each other. Well, not really, but on the field they do.
Well, you probably would get that exact commentary from them for the 60 minutes that they're on the field anyway. This is Van Horn with the kickoff. Hayes waits at the 7. Eric Holtzman on the special teams makes the stop on Hayes just shy of the 25-yard line. Major Harris and company will come back on the field for the Mountaineers. Major with a couple of touchdown passes tonight, one of 59, the other of 62 as he has found Jet and also Rember. I loved his opening tonight. Mountaineers unite. Harris on the option. Going to be closed in, and for one of the few times tonight, he will be stopped for nothing. Craig Gobb, the middle linebacker, as you could see, that fence we talked about back in the first quarter is nobody would make the error of going ahead and stepping across.
Well, they really loaded up on the right side. The initial blocking was great right here at the corner for Harris. But look at McDonald. Keeps him going laterally. 58. And here comes, great job. Look at all the guys going laterally. They actually overran him and finally dragged him down. Nice job.
Taking the draw. Great protection for Harris. Now it breaks down. Going to be hit. Loses the football. And it's going to go out of bounds. Carney Smith and Keith Hamilton. The two outside people are the men who applied the pressure and knocked you down.
I tell you, they're calling this a forward pass. He's either in the grass, look at this thing. He's either down. Here comes Hamilton. And they're calling that a forward pass. Now, his arm did start forward, but that's a judgment call by the official, and that is a tough call for Pitt.
It happened right in front of the 5,000 Pitt fans who bought tickets to come down here. You could hear their response. And he is sacked by Mark Spindler. Major Harris back at the 19-yard line on third down.
Well, it's tremendous team defense. You're going to get rushed from the outside by Hamilton, number 92. Now, Mark Spindler's on the inside. See Hamilton go the wide? And here comes Spindler. Have him boxed in completely. See Hamilton? He had nowhere to go on the outside. They had him pinned in on the other side, and Spindler cleaned it up.
Herzog's punt back to Hampton at the 35. Weaves his way for 10 tough yards. And Pitt, with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left until halftime, will have great field position. Arkansas now by 10. Some other scores. Minnesota by 3 coming up at halftime, which is just over 4 minutes away. Van Pelt looks into a deep zone, throws it complete at the 35 as Baron Jackson found the seam on the near sideline.
Pitt is starting to take control of this game. Their offensive line, when West Virginia does not come with extra pressure, the Pitt offensive line is doing a tremendous job. He has all day, and when you give this kid all day, he'll drop it into a zone to Baron Jackson. Look at this thing. Had that nose of the ball coming down. Nice pass. Right in front of Waters and out of bounds. Offensive line, big part of that team. 4 passes, 6 runs on first down. Paul Hackett calls the play.
Running play to Richard. Boy, he almost got it caught in a switch of hands with the football as he came to the near sideline at the 34 to Ron Ellis. The right inside backer pushed him out. .337 left until halftime. 14-9. John Neyland's ball club leading in this one. The last game that they lost on this turf, right here 2 years ago to this ball club. Nobody scored a touchdown. 6-3 final. Richard puts the head down. He's in the vicinity of the 30 after Gray hitting. And Pitt will look at a third, and they need the 26.
Middle guard, Gray, Jim Gray, is becoming the key to this game. They move him around. He'll take the gap. He'll sit on the center. It seems that they're trying to guess which way he's going to go. If he goes the wrong way or they can block him, their running game works.
Crowd is coming to their feet for this third down play. Four seconds on the 25-second clock. Van Pelt gets the pass away. Incomplete. He was looking for sight. A marker is down across the way, and Kevin, it was hard to tell. The clock was either at 1 or at 0 as the ball was snapped.
I don't know if they were set either, Ron. I don't know if they set for a count. I think he just snapped the ball.
You're exactly right. Illegal procedure against the Pitt Panthers.
Now that was the play. See, Walker was in the backfield. Walker is a running back. but they knew they weren't going to run. He's only had 2 receptions this year, number 29 Walker. What they were trying to do is throw that drag to the tight end. But when they went with the single setback, West Virginia came with the blitz. They didn't have enough people to cover it, and they got right to Van Pelt.
We have an illegal formation, offense, penalty decline, 4th down.
So only 6 men on the line of scrimmage for the Pitt Panthers as they hurried up there with the game clock, or the play clock, I should say, running down.
I think they were going to shift out, and they didn't have time to shift.
So Pitt does not have the kicking unit on the field. Kevin, they're going to try to draw him offside. We saw that in that opening ball game this year of A&M and LSU.
You're playing defense, you have to sit back a little and watch the ball.
4th down, they're going to go for it. Van Pelt looking back over the middle for Tootin, and it is intercepted by Waters. Knocked out of bounds just across the 30-yard line. And a marker comes in late further down the field. Personal foul against the Panthers.
Just the 2nd interception of his career for Van Pelt. First came in the second half against Pittsburgh. This is a timing pattern. He's floating this thing out, hoping his receiver can get to the dead spot before the defensive back. But Tootin's got that bad leg, and Waters reads it perfectly, gets in front of him and picks it off. A floater to the dead spot. See, Waters just happened to get there quick. Great catch, great catch.
So this Mountaineer defense comes through again with still another interception. That's 3. Draw play. Garrett Ford tripped up at the line of scrimmage. He will get nothing in the play as Siragusa grabbed him by the ankle and knocked him down.
Van Pelt trying to reach out and touch someone there. Now, someone he's trying to touch is Paul Hackett. What's going on, Paul? Settle down. Don't worry. It's a 5-point game. We got a whole half to go.
2 interceptions, I beg your pardon. 5 of 15 for 104 yards for Van Pelt.
That was my mistake. He did have another one.
Harris, he is going for it all. In the end zone, incomplete. James Jett, who caught the 59-yard touchdown pass on the 3rd play from scrimmage to open this one tonight, is the man they were looking for. Kevin, I watched him do that in the warm-ups tonight, and from just about this spot. And Major drops back there and throws the ball about 60 yards in the air, 60 to 65.
He has a gun, but he's no drop-back quarterback. I don't think there's anybody in the country that would expect him. If he had to sit in the pocket, he would not complete as many percentage passes as he does.
Mountaineers need the 43 of Pitt. Under some big pressure, and he is sacked. Way back at the 38-yard line, Mark Spindler again.
And Hamilton, and they are taking over. The left side of the defensive line for Pitt is starting to put on the pressure. Here they are, and I'll tell you, this is an ugly sight if you're a quarterback. Look at this. No chance for Major Harris, and when he doesn't have a chance, your defense is coming.
The punting unit on the field, and Pitt having to hustle their special teams on. In fact, they just got in a down set as Herzog booms this one to Alonzo Hampton. He calls for the fair catch down at the 17. Well, we talked off the top of the telecast tonight about the fact that the gentleman from West Virginia and being a very viable candidate. Here are the Heisman winners in the 80s.
The highlights there, 1980, Hugh Green out of Pittsburgh. Outside linebacker, picked up 2nd place, the defensive best. He was a great player. The closest race was in 85 where Bo Jackson beat Chuck Long. Quarterback streak ended in 87 with Tim Brown of Notre Dame, and the juniors who didn't come back, Herschel Walker and Barry Sanders. And Major Harris might be the first black quarterback ever to win the Heisman.
Redmond on the draw play. Takes it out in the vicinity of the 30-yard line. Theron Ellis will collar him. 76 seconds left. Now the 2-minute drill. Frazier, they got his jersey put back on him. He's been sacked a couple of times tonight. That just doesn't happen very often to him. Van Pelt, and he's just going to throw this one away. Sykes is the closest man to it. It was Turnbull who had a hold of it. You think he's in a good mood?
Ronaldo. That was a bad decision by Alex. Alex should have stopped and stepped up inside. The fellow that was blocking Turnbull was doing a good job, but he was blocking him outside, and Alex tried to run outside, ran right into it. And as he played well, a blocked point after, a blocked field goal, a fumble recovery, and a couple of hurries and sacks to go with that.
Now 63 seconds until halftime. 70 yards away, the Panthers. Redmond again on the draw play. Will take it for a short 3. And now a 3rd down situation for Pitt.
If I'm Pitt, I have to think about getting out of here trailing by 5 here in West Virginia. I don't know if I want to force this one. Not for another draw.
Van Pelt throws it away again. And the bad thing about that right there is he stopped the clock for West Virginia. They got 31 ticks left on there. They get any kind of return. They got a little change showing on the clock. Brian Greenfield will come out of punt.
They haven't blocked any punts, but they blocked 2 place kicks, and they're capable.
They're coming after him. Wobbly spiral away from Fulton this time, and it takes a big West Virginia bounce. It's going to be down at the 42-yard line. Let's look at the scoring summary. Jets very early on, 3rd play, 59-yard pass from Major Harris. Extra point was good. And in Pitt, Urban Richards on the 8-yard run. Extra point attempt was blocked. That made it 7-6. Then Rember on the 62-yard touchdown pass from Major Harris. Extra point good. 14-6 at the time. And in Pitt with Frazier's field goal. And that's how we stand right now. With 21 ticks showing on the clock. Harris back to throw. He wants Rember. Long. And he is there. Inside the 5. That's the time on the clock that I was speaking of. If Van Pelt runs it down, West Virginia would not have had this opportunity. Let's take a break. 13 seconds left until halftime, and the Mountaineers threatening.
Yeah, 1st and goal on the 4-yard line. Here's how they got there. Reggie Rember, number 88, Alonzo Hampton took the outside away and gave him the post, then couldn't catch him. Major Harris put it on the money. Rember falls on the 4-yard line. So with 13 seconds to go, here's Major. There's no question about the strength of his arm, and no safety in the middle. It's a single coverage. No chance. Rember, if he kept his feet, he would have been in. 1st and goal on the 4, 13 seconds to go.
Look at his numbers tonight. 4 completions, just under 50 yards. Harris with the quick out pass. It is caught by Rember. Brett Carroll tries to make it 21-9. And he flips him.
This is a pass that cannot be defended. If it's perfect, then Major Harris will make it perfect. 6'6" Reggie Rember with Louis Riddick just trying to stay with him right in his chest for a touchdown, and that was lightning struck here in Morgantown.
And it all happened with, what, 22 seconds left until halftime.
Hey, he's asking Bob, he says, what should I have done? I think what he was thinking, Alonzo, was thinking they were going to try to work it down the field, took the outside away from Reggie Rember, who, if you're not familiar with West Virginia football, they say he may be the best ever here. Junior college transfer, Reggie Rember. Tampa took the outside away from this kid. He went to the post with no safety, and Major Harris, of course, made a beautiful throw, two beautiful throws. And they scored with 20 seconds to go. West Virginia made it work, didn't they?
Did they ever? And you see they are checking over his left knee. Bob Carpenter coming up at halftime of the USF&G halftime report. Scores and highlights from around the country. We've already mentioned a couple of the upsets today as Duke knocked off Clemson. And the University of Georgia was surprised by South Carolina. Just a couple of the games that Bobby will have for you at halftime. Squib kick. Tossed back to Richards. And he is nailed just shy of the 30-yard line by Grant. Action continues, but no more. As the horn sounds, and they head to the locker room with our score. West Virginia 21 and Pitt 9. Now let's go to Bob Carpenter with an update on the other day's happening.
All right, Ron.
And they're going to go right after him. Mike has always been a pressure defense guy. I think you'll see Pitt use that defensive line and come right after West Virginia.
So the Mountaineers leading by 12 as we open the third period. Carroll with the kickoff. Deep into the end zone again. And Israel will go down on one knee. Take a look at the first half stats. In total yardage, you might look at that and say, wow, good close ball for Tom.
Well, we just saw 3 of the 5 completions, and you see how it was as much a breakdown of the Pitt secondary as the passing and running, which was excellent of West Virginia. First down, critical for Pitt here.
To throw, dumps it out of the backfield. This is Redmond. He'll go for 3 tough yards and then gets hammered down by Proctor. So Pitt with a pass on first down to open the second half.
The Pitt offense needs to dictate to the West Virginia defense. It didn't happen in the first 2 quarters. If it doesn't happen here, the game will be lost.
Richards, left side, tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a couple on the play. It's going to be a third down, and they'll need in the vicinity of 4 yards as Fox and Brockman come over to make the hit for West Virginia.
Number 61, Mike Fox. The strength of the team, again, is the strength. Here's Getz trying to block him. Gets his hands up. That's just fantastic position. He controlled the offensive block, was able to get rid of it when he saw the ball carrier. You just can't do any better defensively.
Kevin Richards now 17 carries, 103 yards in the game, and the crowd again really making noise on the third down situation. Dumps it off wide open over the middle is Redmond at the 40, puts the head down, and he will have the first down as Waters is the man who puts the headgear down. And it was Ronaldo Turnbull who was coming from the backside with pressure on Van Pelt.
Turnbull is a guy we talked about at the head of the show, an incredible athlete, 6'5", 245. That's why you haven't seen the tight end. They're trying to block him with him, but Turnbull gets rid of Syke. Says, welcome to college football, Alex, and welcome home to Grafton Gipper. Redmond, a key in this offense, if you ask me, in the second half.
Richards Squeezes through the hole, has 5 and now 10. And a first down for Pitt as they come out running the football. One pass and now on the ground. That's good for 12. Irvin Richards, only a sophomore. LaPorte, Texas.
Great story because of Kirvin Richards. Alex Van Pelt is here. They were recruiting Kirvin Richards when they found out about Alex Van Pelt down in San Antonio, and that's how he wound up at Pitt.
Richards again. Stops at the line of scrimmage. He'll be knocked down for no gain, and it's Ronaldo Turnbull again. Also, Mike Fox was the man who won't get much credit, but he had submarined and had stuffed up the hole.
Well, let's give him some credit here. Number 61. Again, holding up Getz. As you can see, Kirvin runs right into Getz. You cannot run at strength. When I told you earlier, these guys bench press over 400 pounds. They're bench pressing the offensive line.
Van Pelt over the middle, Redmond. Left alone, breaks it clear for a moment. He'll have the first down at the 33. Waters came over and reacted, and Mr. Van Pelt applauds the efforts of his redshirt freshman son.
The thing about Redmond that will make him so tough, he's a halfback and a fullback position, and that again is Paul Hackett. He has two halfbacks back there, both of them leaving the game now, Richards and Redmond, but he gets lost. The fullback is tough to cover because it's usually a strong safety or an inside linebacker, and he can get lost in the secondary easily.
Short drop this time. Quick out pass goes to Tootin. Turns it upfield. He's going to step out of bounds just 1 yard shy of the first down. Waters pushes him out of bounds. Tootin got the effort tonight, playing on the injured leg.
Your speed comes from your calves, your buttocks, and your stomach. When you hurt any one of them, if you're a wide receiver, you've got a problem. Tootin hurt his calf.
Tell you somebody else that's given a gutsy effort tonight is Gerald Whitmore, who has severely injured a leg that has what his foot hasn't played in it.
Number 11, he's out there.
Straight ahead, this is Derek Lewis. Derek is down in the vicinity of the 20-yard line. That will be enough for the first down. Well, we said they were loving and avid fans. Take a look at them. We have set a new record tonight, 68,938. A new high.
Does that include you and I?
No.
There's only 1.9 million people in this entire state, so what's that? That's 3%. That's a lot of people. A lot of ears. That's twice as many ears as people.
Oh, they are magnificent fans, and they come from all over the state to see their Mountaineers play. Richards tries to get outside, breaks one tackle, but again it's Turnbull from the inside, and you have to wonder, just like we commented that opening weekend on Aaron Wallace for Texas A&M, is there more than 187 on the field for West Virginia?
I told you about this guy. I mean, he shouldn't be a surprise. Comes from St. Thomas. Didn't really play much high school football. In fact, he played on an 8-man team, and the basketball coach, Bob Smith, former basketball coach in West Virginia, was over there looking for basketball players. He discovered Ronaldo, and here he is, bouncing pick offense around, dribbling them.
Inside blitz is on. Van Pelt over the middle to his tight end, Seaman, loses the ball, and West Virginia has it inside the 10. Preston Waters on the recovery. Oh, the Mountaineers dodge a bullet there.
Eric Seaman had only caught 2 passes this year. He had really not played much in this game. A little bit cold. Van Pelt finds him. It's been open all night. But look at the hit. Hat, shoulder, right on the ball. Seaman can't hold it. That was Proctor. Waters comes in. Good team defense for West Virginia. If you're going to let him catch it, make him pay. And the Mountaineers did just that.
Big opening over the middle. I beg your pardon, Rico Tyler, and he takes it out to the 20-yard line, and a first down, West Virginia.
the acoustical wizard of the Mountaineers. He's the head of their rap productions. He can sing, and he can also dance, as you saw him dance through the middle of two pretty good tackles for a big game.
He also is from Pittsburgh and said has always been a huge Pitt fan. Harris throws the pass complete in the flat. Again, it's Tyler. And his knee went down at the 20-yard line. So it'll be no gain.
Like most people nationally probably have not seen West Virginia but for the Fiesta Bowl. There have been some games, but probably haven't noticed them. Since Don Nealon has gotten here, this program has gotten stronger and stronger. And I don't just mean in the weight room, and this is one of the finest programs in the nation. 11-0 last year, a loss to Notre Dame, and I mentioned, I think earlier, 7 players hurt in that game early. They go down for the national championship, and they're right back at it this year.
Harris will scramble up the middle. He'll take it for 5, maybe 6, around the 26-yard line. McDonald and Gobb finally corral him. You want to get Don Nealon strung out on something other than his football team, getting started talking about the West Virginia fans and their devotion to this program. You know, and he made one really great point. He said, we got a lot of people in the state that work hard, not for affluence, but to keep a job. We've had hard times up here. And he said, this is one thing that they really have found solace in. Harris again into the flat, throws it complete to Rember. Up at the 36-yard line. That'll be plenty enough for the first down as Bradley pushes him out.
And here's that pressure defense from Pittsburgh again. Now here's the blitz. There's your middle linebacker, Gobb, and they're going to come major. Not even noticing. He's going to get it out here to his man, Rember. And Rember's done some damage tonight. Bradley, a nice tackle on a tough receiver. But they've got it going. You've got the experienced quarterback right there, the Heisman candidate, and maybe the best ever receiver in West Virginia sitting out there to catch his passes.
Boy, that is murder at an offensive lineman. One guy moves and everybody else gets punished. And you can see Jeff Price, the center, just come like he was jettisoned back off the ball, turning to backward flip.
Boy, against that defensive line, too, those guys, they're hungry enough without giving them a shot, 3 shots.
Extremely big series if you're a Pitt fan. Panthers just drove the ball down the field very convincingly, only to turn it over inside the 10. Harris drills it on a rope. It's Greg Dykes out over the 45, and that will be enough for the first down at the 47. 17 yards on the completion before Ricardo McDonald put a stopper on it. Markers go down. A running play up the middle goes to Tyler, and I'm not sure if Pitt got back onside.
They didn't try to get back. That was very odd. The guy
Hamilton,
on the outside.
yeah, he stopped, and it's going to cost him 5 yards.
This is a really, it's a mental error by Pitt. If you get caught in the zone and you haven't made contact, you can get back. See, the Spindler gets back. Well, look at Hamilton. 92, he just stands there, and that's why they call it. There was no penalty until they snapped the ball.
So a 1st and 5. 5 penalties, 44 yards against Pitt. Draw play, breaks it open. Eugene Napoleon down the near side, pushed out of bounds at the 27.
The beauty of this offense is they've done enough things to be able to run right up the middle. They get everybody turned. Now here's Gobb, the middle linebacker. Gets caught in a Tom Sims, the guy who was blocked on the line of scrimmage.
Harris rolls the pocket to the right, looking for Rember over the middle. He was open for a moment. Now he's going to reverse it. Gets it away. It is intercepted at the 7-yard line by Bradley. At the 30, it is pushed out of bounds across the way. Second interception of the night by Major Harris, and a marker is down on the play. West Virginia is signaling that it is against Pitt, but let's see if it was before or after the interception. We could see the signal face mask. Major Harris had come to the sideline.
Defense is still on the field for
Face
Pitt.
mask, 15-yard penalty before the ball was thrown. Previous spot foul, first down.
A defensive face mask penalty on who? There was no ball carrier except for Harris. It had to happen on the line of scrimmage, you would think. Boy, that's a killer there. That's a tough call.
Oh, shit, call right.
Tough call. Steve Hamilton, the guy they're going to call it on, number 92. A hand in the face on Seiler.
So now the discussion continues as Pitt has called a timeout and the entire defense goes to the far side of the field. 21-9, West Virginia leads.
Get it up there.
This Jeep Cherokee has the advantage of an exclusive four-wheel ABS braking system for secure, controlled stops.
Hop in.
Thanks. But because Cherokee's a Jeep, you got to be kidding. Its advantages don't stop there. Boy, what a day.
You're looking sharp. You're looking good. You've come so far. And we know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son. It's what we've always done. Gillette.
The Gillette Atra Plus system and Gillette Foamy Shave Cream, together the best a man can get.
Road Handler Treadline. Test them for 1,000 miles. If you don't agree they're the toughest tires you've ever owned, Sears will buy them back. Great low prices.
Ron Franklin along with Kevin Kiley and Chris Fowler. Morgantown, West Virginia. Pitt had just come up with an interception, they thought, by Robert Bradley, and a 15-yard penalty, face mask called against Keith Hamilton. Now from the 11, West Virginia. Tyler runs into the teeth of that defense. Curtis Bray stands him up at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1. You can see Don Nealon sending in a play by Eugene Napoleon. Eugene is a senior out of Jersey City, New Jersey. Had an ankle injury early on. Had a great game last week against Louisville. Dumps it out of the flat. That's Tyler, and he will be knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Curtis Bray defensively making the play.
Very, very tough to defend this guy. You have to defend all 11 here. You have that extra back. Major Harris, little fake. You have to honor that. Tyler, the fullback of all people, loose. And Pittsburgh, not a bad job. That pass a little bit short. Too guys able to get over there and drive them out, but still, they're close.
Third down. They need the one. Napoleon hit by Mark Spindler at the line of scrimmage and driven back. He is not going to have the first down. They'll mark it just outside the 2. Kennedy kicks the field goal. You're up 24-9, which is 15.
High kicking.
And West Virginia would like to talk it over some more. So as Major Harris comes to the sideline, the wheels are turning. We'll be right back. West Virginia leads. Let's go down to the field, and here's Chris Fowler.
Fellas, Don Nealon talked to Major Harris during the timeout, asked him what he thought, and Major was not real emphatic about whether or not they could get the first down, so he sent out the field goal team. He wanted Napoleon to run harder on that last play, though. Back up to you.
Well, that's interesting. He asked Major Harris.
20-yard attempt by Brad Carroll. And he is good.
I would have done it without talking to Major, but I think that's probably what makes Don Nealon such a great coach. I have to comment, that was a tremendous drive after the turnover by Pitt, because Pitt's offense really rolling, and then they kept them off the field and cooled them off, even though they just got 3 points. It really was a brilliant drive by West Virginia.
Well, as it turns out, if you look at the turnover, potentially a 10-point swing in the ballgame. Well, ESPN's College Football Saturday kicks off next week at 11:30 a.m.
Behind Bobby Carpenter.
Bino and Perso.
Yeah. I don't know, Bino never looked so good as he looked in that thing.
Major Harris, what a night he has had. You can see him standing on the sideline just a moment ago. His ball club right now leading by 15 points over a Pitt team that we saw last week, this extremely good football team. Israel and Richard are back deep. Carroll's kick will come down to Israel at the 2. You talk about clutch performances. That last drive by the Mountaineers of West Virginia. 91 yards, using up just over 4 minutes. And Carroll with the field goal. 10 plays.
Really the first legitimate drive of the night. The other plays were big play touchdowns.
Major Harris now 10 of 23, 2 interceptions, 165 yards. Goes for a couple, maybe 3 off the right side. Theron Ellis from the middle linebacking spot comes over to corral him.
Pitt really needs to forget where they are. They're in West Virginia. They need to develop the kind of momentum they had when they came out in the second half and get this drive rolling. Redmond looks like he's hurt.
Looks like his shoulder, either that or his right arm. It's not an overly enthusiastic clap there, was it? No. Van Pelt, long over the middle. It is intercepted. Waters. At the 20 and steps out of bounds inside at the 19.
This is a 3-deep zone, and Van Pelt's going to throw it short into a 3-deep zone. The protection is there. The pattern is never open, and this is a balloon, folks. There's your coverage right there. Even without Waters, he was covered.
Mountaineers leading by 15 and looking for some more. Garrett Ford. Lewis Riddick comes up from his free safety position to finally make the stop. It's going to be a gain of close to 5.
You ask a lot from your defense when you do things like that. Very difficult.
Just under 6 minutes to play. Third period. Record crowd here in Morgantown. Quick inside handoff to the fullback, Tyler. Knifing his way inside the 10. It'll be first and goal, Mountaineers.
Pitt tired, and West Virginia is rolling at home in front of these fans that truly do love them. Great job by the offensive line, Parker and Price and Wolfley and that man, not kneeling. He's got him ready, and he's got him rolling.
Pretty good collision down at the 5-yard line as Richard Allen came up and made the hit on Ford. He got a super 1-2 punch, though, in those tailbacks with Napoleon and Ford. But they're so totally different physically. Ford, the big boom back, at almost 230 pounds.
Well, Nalen's doing the 800-pound gorilla on Pitt now. He's switching fullbacks and the big backs and just blocking straight ahead.
Ford again. Tries to spin off the tackle and almost did. He's down close to the 3 as Richard Allen and Carney Smith grab him. In fact, they're still grabbing him. Going to be third down and goal for West Virginia. And in case you missed the top of the telecast tonight, West Virginia in their third play was for a 59-yard touchdown pass to Jet. Pitt came right back, and they scored on their opening possession with Richards taking it in. But since then, it has been the Mountaineers for the most part.
Here they come.
Harris wide open as Tyler will walk in. Celebration just beginning here in West Virginia as Carroll attempting the extra point.
A game of mistakes. Confusion defensively for Pitt. They didn't know what they wanted to do. They came with an inside blitz, but they forgot to cover the fullback. Touchdown. Here it is from inside. You see the backers coming. Everybody's coming. McDonald, the outside backer, blocked inside. Spindler, no chance. Major Harris with the experience and Tyler wide open, and another touchdown for West Virginia.
So with 4:06 left in the third period, West Virginia 31-9. Chris Fowler back in Morgantown, 31-9. The Mountaineers on top, and you see just over 4 to play in the third period. Some major accomplishments in this one tonight. The guy is looking for an increase in rank. Harris with his 4th touchdown pass, and Carroll will kick it off for West Virginia. Israel at the 3. Looking for a lane at the far sideline. The fumble play was dead as Drumgoole makes the stop.
We talked about Major Harris at the head of the show, career plays, career TDs. That was his average tonight. The Major became a general, a 4-star general. 4 touchdowns every 7 times he touched the ball. That's a career high. 4 touchdown passes for Major Harris, who will only be on TV. We know at least one more time, and that'll be against Syracuse on Thanksgiving. We'll have him. So when you talk about the Heisman run, you have to talk now about
substitute quarterback for the Pitt Panthers, who has been injured on the play. You can see they are looking at his right knee.
Boy, he must be thinking, what a week I'm having. He must be thinking, he's had a rough night. Number 11. Tough kid coming in. There's the hit. Let's watch the knee. Hit the serve. Immediately was hurt. I didn't see any twisting motion.
Could also have been the other knee coming down inside and stung it just a little bit. ESPN SeaWorld kicks into high gear tomorrow afternoon. We're going to present the NASCAR Holly Farms 400 from North Carolina. Bob Jenkins and our racing crew at 1 o'clock Eastern time as the race for the Winston Cup winds down. Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, and Darrell Walton still battling it out for the NASCAR's Prize Jewel. 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. The wave is going on, and Mike Oxford is hoping that he doesn't get caught under any more of the undertow, but it has been tough going so far. 31-9 over his Pitt Panthers. Back in the pocket, gets it off to Redmond at fullback, out to the 32-yard line. It will be enough for the first down as Leroy Axton is there defensively for the Mountaineers. Three substitutes in that West Virginia secondary. I mentioned Axton just a moment ago. He plays behind Fulton. Drumgoole is in at strong safety. Sam Wilson is coming at cornerback over on the right side. Into the flat. It is complete. That's Herman Richards out of the backfield. Good for about 5 yards.
If you're wondering what Pitt needs to do here, they need to score probably before the fourth quarter. 3 scored. 2-point conversions would give them the lead. They need 1 2-point conversion and 2 7-point touchdowns, if you will. Single conversions to tie the game. This drive is extremely important.
Lots of time, and he is intercepted by Proctor. Looks for a block, and he's going to be tackled inside the 35. Benzel's father looks on at 4 interceptions that the youngster has thrown tonight.
Ducks in a barrel. This is every bit of a prevent defense. The short zone, he never sees it. Proctor playing short, watching the quarterback, keep drifting with the ball. He's able to pick it up. Benzel's getting a lesson tonight, and he'll be better for it.
Major Harris reverses on the pivot, gets the pass out to Eugene Napoleon, and he'll be stopped for a 3-yard loss. Take a look at some other scores. Action going on around the country. Texas in the 3rd period, leading Penn State. Arkansas, big over UTEP there in the 3rd. North Carolina State, that's now final by 20 over Penn State. Oregon has defeated Arizona 16-10.
State looking a lot like the favorite in the Atlantic Coast Conference now with Memphis being upset.
Harris wants to throw. He's going to tuck it and run. Loses the balance and now gets hammered down as Cochran comes up from that safety spot to make the tackle. Boy, look at his pants leg. You think it hasn't been rough on the field tonight?
Watch Major Harris. Watch the fake he makes. It's a good blocking on this. They take the coverage. They take the contain down. You can see, watch his fake. Now, who would believe he's going to throw that thing? It was like a threat.
unsung hero on this ball club. Very rangy, not as tall as Rember, but he's 6'3", and he can run pretty doggone well.
He ran too well on this. He never tried to stop. He just kept his stride. Great catch. If he had dragged that toe, did he drag that toe and stopped it? Maybe the defense would have caught up.
I think he'd have forgotten people. Herzog has not had to do much in this ball game. And he comes on to punt with the 4th down and 13.
Nice job by the Pitt defense.
First kick for the far sideline, and it'll go into the end zone for the touchdown. 37 yards on the punt, and let's go down to Chris Fowler on the sideline.
Okay, Ron, Stephen Israel, Pitt's kickoff returner, has a sprained right knee. He did it on the last return. A lot of pain, and he's not going to be able to return, fellas.
Thanks, Chris. Leading up to Paxton Ice there. Happened on that last kick return. I'm going to give you a short summation of what has happened in the third period. Pitt took the football and drove it down inside the 10-yard line, fumbled on the completed pass to Stevens. And here came West Virginia. They have scored 10 unanswered. And that's the way we stand right now. 31-9. Mountaineers on top, 1:39 to play third. Walker cracked down hard just across the 20 by Turnbull again.
Walker kind of the forgotten back, the forgotten man in the offense for Pittsburgh. A very, very fine tailback who's been beaten out by Kirvin Richards. You can see why early in the game. Richards running all over the place. But this fella, early last year, was running and running hard for big yardage when he was injured. And he's been out, hasn't been able to get back.
This time it's Jared Lewis. And he will be stopped for no gain. It's going to be 3rd and 10. This time Scott Summit steps up into the hole.
Tough to run a fullback off the formation. We saw him against Syracuse. He was very strong directly at the line, straight up and down running. They ran him on a little counteraction across the formation. He didn't have a chance.
Hard to see those figures on 3rd down. Just the reverse of what they did last week. Van Pelt over the middle, complete, out to the 40 to Henry Tootin. Axum ran him out of bounds. Yeah, by the time he could see Turnbull coming up on the line of scrimmage with a slot formation to the near side. That was the automatic blitz if the back goes out of the pattern, right?
Yeah, well, what he did was, he showed blitz, showed tight, and then he went back to that short zone, and they've been killing Van Pelt with that all night, because I think Alex sees the guy come up on the line and thinks the short zone's open.
Big pressure again, pass incomplete, down at the 40. The storyline of this one. Major Harris with some major plays, 4 touchdowns. That's a career high for him. You see the numbers on Van Pelt, and 6 hit turnovers.
If you're a Pittsburgh fan, it looks like an Edgar Allan Poe novel.
Walker falls down, trying to make the quick cut back toward the sideline. Warren Stuber is the closest man in the area.
Well, that's twice he's fallen down now in the last 2 series. Mike Gottfried has to be saying, what could possibly go wrong that has not gone wrong in this game? Here comes Rember.
Van Pelt delivers the ball, and it is complete. Just inside the 30-yard line to Baron Jackson, and that will be enough for the Pitt first down.
I meant Turnbull. I think I said Rember. Number 87 got down to 3-point stance. Good blocking. Got see him there, 87 right at your screen. They held him out, and this is what we saw from Alex last week. It was a rocket shot right in the middle of the West Virginia defense. Nice job by the freshman. Good blocking up front for Pitt.
Unloads it to his running back, Derek Lewis. And boy, there are lots of blue jerseys around the football. Has been that way all night as we take a look at some other scores. Texas A&M defeats Southern Mississippi tonight in handling in College Station, Florida. That's now a final shutting out Mississippi State. LSU, they're still in the third.
Boy, a little frustration taking out there. And Oklahoma State, Wyoming having a real tough time. Paul Roach kind of having a tough year after two great ones.
Ricky Turner goes left side, caught by a head-high stab at Chris Perry. Perry's coming into tonight's ball game. 68 total tackles. Rookies are a student of the game, a 3.6 average.
That's my number in high school.
Which is the above?
Well, what position you're probably wondering? Every position. 49 means
I thought you meant 3.6.
Yeah. Scale of 100.
Ricky Turner, and he will not have it. Jim Gray, the nose guard, steps up to corral him, and it's fourth down for the Pitt Panthers.
Is there any doubt? This is 4 down, third. And Gray, number 98, you're looking at him in place. One whale of a game. Sideline to sideline, and tough in the middle. Give me 5, he says. You deserve 5. Give 10.
The crowd will let you know. Fourth down for Pitt, and they need the 20. Complete to Sykes, the tight end for the first down. And Sykes has injured himself on the reception.
That's the way it's gone tonight for Pitt. That was great defense by West Virginia. They were almost there. Now you have to figure, faces the curve, and you got to figure that's going to hold some people and hold the inside backers. And look at this coverage. Woo! Old Brockman, he almost got there. That looks like an ankle injury to Sykes.
From the 15. Movement on the left side, it'll be no play as the left tackle came out of his stance before the snap. If you're an offensive lineman, what I started to say, if you're an offensive lineman and you're down 31-9.
Dead ball foul. Offside. Offense. Repeat first down.
They got their ears laid back, so if you want to get in that stance as quickly as you can, and Scott Miller, there he is. Particularly going up against that guy, Mr. Turnbull. Whoa, he's alone. Draw to Redmond. They'll take it to the 17. They get 3 of them back, and again, it's Turnbull.
Big disappointment for the Pittsburgh people. With the schedule they have going, again, you got to remember they have Miami, Notre Dame, and Penn State left on this schedule. Notre Dame at South Bend, Miami at Pitt. And Penn State comes in, I think, the last game of the year. That's 2 and 6.
Belt rolls the pocket, steps up and delivers it in the end zone, knocked away. Fine defensive play by Whitmore as Reggie Williams was open, and the youngster might have delivered it about a half beat too late.
Very difficult. Look at the running room. Might have had a chance to to run, he decides not to, throws this thing pretty high. And Whitmore on the bad ankle. Got the plate in the ankle. Wasn't going to play, but he can play hard enough to get over. He played the entire game. He deserves a lot of credit. We really haven't said a whole lot about Whitmore.
Doc Ebert said yesterday, didn't know if he would have him for tonight or not, and he has had it.
Best defensive back they say ever to play here.
Over the middle to Tootin, and that may be enough for the first down. It will be at the 4.5-yard line.
I'm going to tell you this. Henry Tootin, as far as I'm concerned, he gets my Band-Aid player of the game here. Henry Tootin, a little skinny old wide receiver playing on a bad calf. He's going to get walloped. Hello, and he's playing. And I'll tell you another thing, Alex Van Pelt. You're going to see this kid around for a few years because as bad as he's had this night, 185 pounds, as bad as Van Pelt's had tonight, 4 interceptions. When they're open, he hits them.
Tootin now 5 catches, 107 yards.
Oh, what a great game. Most back coming after the injury.
Right up the middle with the run down to the 1 is Redmond. Theron Ellis back in the ballgame at middle linebacker along with Scott Summit. You've seen a lot of number 66 tonight. They have shared the wealth on defense as West Virginia. Turnbull, Ellis, Harris's been all over the field. Fox, Summit, Gray.
Every play, every down big for Pitt because of the time. They need to get in right away.
Play action, watch the tight end, lobs it to him, and it's almost intercepted. Oh my goodness, Sam Wilson stayed at home, and that tells the story right there with Mike Godfrey.
The short arm. This thing very hard to tell who even has the ball. Van Pelt comes here. Oh. Well, I'll say I don't know who was more surprised when he threw it, Van Pelt or the defender.
Huebner is the man who was behind the defensive back. Pitt will use another timeout. Pitt calling the timeout. They need to score badly. Ron Franklin along with Kevin Kiley. And Chris Bauer on the sidelines in Morgantown, West Virginia. Record crowd tonight in the situation. 3rd down and goal. Pitt from the 2.
17th play of this drive.
Over the top, and it is Adam Walker for the touchdown.
Mike's telling him to go for 2. They have to go for 2. No matter how many touchdowns they score, they might as well get it. This, to me, is what they should have done on the previous play. Adam Walker or anybody just right over the top, as you said, Ron, gets good height, did not slip on that play, and gets the end zone. An 18-play drive, nothing fancy for Pitt. And as they get to 2, they're within 14.
31-15 our score, 9:09 left in the ball game. Pitt is elected to keep the ball right in the middle of the field. Van Pelt pass incomplete, looking for Reggie Williams. Two-point conversion goes awry. 31-15. 11:30 in the morning, NFL Game Day. Award-winning NFL Game Day. 16 points, the margin as West Virginia leads. I wonder who in the state of West Virginia does not look for a onside kicker. Something out of the norm.
Not me.
One of the things with an alignment like this, you always wonder with a single back and 9 people up tight. If a kick toward the sideline, something toward the hash. It's a long way to run.
Tough kick. Very tough kick.
Kicks it away. Jet is the deep safety man. He'll take it, retreating at the 2. Brings it back to the 18-yard line, and it's Boykin on the stop as a late flag comes in. And look at the numbers on Major Harris tonight. Total offense, 251, career high 4 touchdowns.
Well, we talked about keeping the Major in his foxhole. He got into the other Army's mess hall here. He's been all over the place. When you total 200 yards, West Virginia has won now 11 straight if they win this game. Major Harris.
One of the officials coming over to the near sideline to explain to Coach Nealon what happened on the play.
Good ball foul. Personal foul. Attention. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
All right, left side of the screen. The 23 in the ear hole, and then the face mask. Both places off limit. That's a big penalty. That was out the first and 20. Turnover here and a quick score, and it could get real tense during Morgantown.
Running play is Jared Ford. Going to be wrapped up. Ball is on the ground, and that ball got tipped ahead. It looks like Rico Tyler came up with the football. Boy, you were just bringing it out of your mouth of what would happen if Tyler looked as though he injured either his shoulder or his arm.
I don't know what anybody else is thinking, but 8:40 to go in the game, down by 16 points. Now here's what, it's a great hit. Oh, Lorenzo Hampton, he's right there. Oh, Gobb had his hand on it. Let it get away.
Back up to
Alonzo Hampton. Number 3, good hit there. Gobb had a shot at it. Every bounce has gone pretty much West Virginia's way here. They better be careful.
Makes the run. Now the pressure comes. Throws back against the grain and has Rember complete. Up across the 25 and the 26-yard line.
What a throw. What a throw. This is outrageous behavior for anybody but maybe Major Harris. This guy's running to the sideline. His speed, they want a penalty here. That's what the boot is about. His speed is going to get him out of trouble here. Beat Chase on his throw. Got the nerve. We're throwing it to Rember in the middle of the defense. Running away from it.
Boykin, number 54, made the stop. I think part of the reaction also was to the spotting of the ball.
Yards from the pocket. 3% on the run, much better.
Eugene Napoleon with the big breaker out of the 35 to the 36. He was the one that broke the back of the Louisville Cardinals last week. James Metarani took in the distance.
That's a good back.
Go back and look at that graphic one more time. And Major Harris, when he throws in the pocket and when he throws on the run.
This type of thing will make him a defensive back in the pros. He doesn't learn to throw from the pocket. But it sure makes him popular here in Morgantown. 30% and then close to 80%.
Draw play. Napoleon, left guard, he is not open. Neither is outside left. Ball is fumbled. Who's got it? Pittsburgh has recovered. Well, just what Kevin was talking about. You can't get sloppy. Dan Croston makes the recovery. We still have 6:51 left in the ballgame.
But the defensiveness in a game like this, you have nothing to lose. And as a running back, you're not fighting for extra yardage. You're trying to get first down and lay down. Here's Napoleon. He's doing the best he can, but these guys want the ball, and here it is. Rolls right there to Riddick. Riddick doesn't get it. Somebody else gets in there ahead of Tyler.
From the 39. Van Pelt, it is almost intercepted, and a flag comes in from the near sideline. Steve Grant is the man who had it in both mitts. Just dropped into the artificial turf. Chris Guest shaken up in the play is offensive holding. Flag against the Panthers.
Alex Van Pelt has had a very difficult time tonight. And one of the reasons Patriots has had a difficult time is I think he's glued in on receivers and he's not reading coverages. Last week against Richie, I think what they did was give him certain parts of the field to work on. Tonight they've done the same thing, but falling behind. There's a lot of guys in that secondary that just not picking them up.
Penn State has gone in front of the Longhorns down at Austin. They're in the fourth. TCU leading FW. They're in the third. Delayed by 7 over Iowa State. That's within the final 15 minutes. Minnesota over Indiana State by 30. Golden Gopher by 20. Golden Gopher. 31-15 our score. See the clock on the bottom right. Just over half of this fourth period having been played.
Don Neal is not relaxing. He knows this game is not over.
Well, one of the things that he did in the first part of the week is some of the media saying, why are you downplaying this ball game? Yet he's limping off the field out of his own power, which is a good thing. And he told us yesterday that I didn't want the hype to become bigger than life too early on. I didn't want this ball club thinking, well, to give it his victory talks when you're playing Pitt. Draw play to Richards. Going to be spun around and tackled just inside the 40. Steve Grant. That left inside linebacking spot is the man who dropped him to the turf.
Roman Massoud took Ronaldo Turnbull for a ride on that play. They let him rush upfield and hit the back. They were able to run up inside.
After the play action, drills it and almost intercepted by Waters. He almost got another one.
Henry Tootin, I'll tell you, Gary Clark of the Redskins. I was trying to think of who he reminds me of. This guy should have been a linebacker. I think he got cheated. He should have been about 6'5", 280. Look at this. You can't get it? Well, neither can you, buddy. The guy's been hurt the whole game. Great play by Henry Tootin.
It'll be third down. As for Pitt, they use the 29.
Right end, right end.
There he is. On the crossing route, it's Seaman, and he breaks it off inside the 25, and he's down to the 22. 16 yards and a Pitt first down.
All right, got to be quick because he's supposed to block somebody. He's going to come right to your screen. Van Pelt sees him, hot receiver. And this is the guy that he fumbled the ball earlier, didn't he? He's the guy. He's got his hand on that ball. I'm going to the goal line. The heck with you guys. Good play.
6'4" sophomore, 245 pounds. Again by Seaman, and he will take it inside the 15 and close to the first down at the 12. As Lawrence Drumgoole came over from that safety position, and this may bring on a measurement. Still lots of time left. 5:22 to play.
Get a little bit of a disadvantage. Sykes, the quicker tight end, was hurt early in the game. Seaman doesn't have the speed you can probably tell watching him run.
Time the running play with Richards. To the 9. Richards now close to 130 yards in the ballgame. Don't forget, coming up right after our game, it's the college football scoreboard. Bob Carpenter, Pino Cook, and Lee Corso as they wrap up week number 5 in college football.
Tough spot here for Van Pelt. He's a drop-back quarterback. You don't have that option like West Virginia does of going to the sideline and running him out there, stretching the defense. Whatever he does, he's got to do it quick and throw it hard.
Looking pass, it is caught by Tootin. Touchdown Pitt.
he goes to hit the man in the heart with the big heart. Henry Duke. I'm a Henry Duke fan right now, guys. I'm a Pitt fan, too. They're coming back. They didn't quit. Here you go. It's just perfect offense. Terrific defense. Perfect offense. Denzel hits him in his chest. Knocked him over with it. Good play. Quick and to the point.
That was Sam Wilson on the cover. So with 4:41 left to play, Pitt will go for the two-point conversion. They're trailing by 10. It is caught. No, it is dropped by Redmond. Wouldn't have scored anyway because Wilson is the man who put the lumber on it.
Key defense, but the guy who made the play is the man who gets the pressure. Right there, that's Brockman. He made him throw it high, and when he threw it high, Wilson had time to come up and bang, he hit Redmond. Well, you got to give Brockman an assist on that. I mean, that's the type of guy you want on your team. Make them throw those bloopers.
There is a flag on the play in the left secondary in the end zone.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Both teams after the play. Penalties nullified.
So there's the story with 4:41 left in the ball game. Mountaineers leading by 10. Football Saturday, week number 5, and we hope that you are enjoying it with us. So with 4 minutes 41 seconds left on this clock, Van Horn sees it at the 35, and West Virginia in their let's look for the onside kick posture.
Guided missile time here. If you're on a kicking team, you become a guided missile.
Bounces on the ground, and Pitt has it. Oh, at the 44-yard line.
Oh, what a great onside kick that was. Tough to handle.
Ricky Turner has made the recovery.
Oh, but the kick is a short hop. Let it go out of bounds. If you know, they tell you on onside kick returns, if you're not sure, then let it go. Look at this thing bounce. It's just that's a tough play for a kid on a short hop. And Turner right there. Great kick. Oh, great.
10-point ball game, and Pitt's offense comes back on the field.
The West Virginia crowd comes out of their shoes.
Alex Van Pelt on a draw play, and nothing doing for Ronald Redmond. 61 Mike Fox. Another one that has played an outstanding game for the Mountaineers tonight. Puts it into the trail at the 40. They lose 4.
Here's the horse.
Boy, 6'7", 288.
Should have been Mike Horse, not Mike Fox.
Henry Pitton inside the 40. Checking it through it, number 80 rather than 81.
What a pass. Great pass.
Good for 22 yards. Clock will stop with 4:09 to play. And Van Pelt is going to have to. That's the last timeout. Oh, my goodness.
Preston. Oh, no.
They were bringing in the play for the bench, and signals were coming in. And as Kevin had just alluded to, the crowd was getting into it, and that is extremely costly. So a timeout called by Pitt. Just over 4 minutes to play in this one. Remaining at a 10-point ball game. And the timeouts left. Well, West Virginia has 2. They don't really care how many they have. Leading by 10. For Pitt, they have none. Kevin just said during the timeout, I have a feeling that Van Pelt might have a list put in his pocket of plays.
Yeah, his arm, he's got like 20 plays on his arm.
See the improvement in the second half for the youngster. 201 yards. to set the screen, and they do. It's Redmond down the near side, cuts it back. He's inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. That's good for 21 yards.
Now, what a job by Van Pelt on this play. He waited. Now, here's the maturity from a freshman. He waited for that play to develop and finally found Redmond when he cleared the defense. Terrific play. They got to get in. They got to get in quick.
3:51 left in the ball game. They've got 12 men in the field, don't they? There are 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers. They're trying to get Williams off the field. Running a time of the 25-second clock. Just over 10. Looking pass incomplete, and they were looking for Hurd at the same pass play that they scored just a few moments ago on.
Yeah, but they weren't running against the same defense. Nope. Not a goal line defense. Let's go back to this screen pass with Redmond. Now this thing, West Virginia was all over this play. And what Van Pelt does, they smell it. They're sitting out here. You go, wait, and now Redmond clears. A clip right there on Herring helps the play. Redmond runs it into the 17-yard line. Good play by Van Pelt.
Pressure up the middle. Pass thrown complete, and that's Dave Moore at the 12-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 5. And he was unable to get out of bounds, so the clock continues. Pitt quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
Excuse me, on wide side here. A lot of room for shooting over there. They're going to double him. They're going to double him.
Looking pass incomplete. Williams, the intended receiver, and it was Preston Waters who really took a shot at it. So it is 4th down. The line of scrimmage will be the 12-yard line.
They're going to kick it.
And Pitt will go for the 3-point. On the 25-second clock, 10 down to 9. Ball is down, 29-yarder is up, and he is good. A marker is down at the 20, and it may be Preston Waters who came across and roughed the kicker. Now, this means that an onside kick had come from the 50-yard line. Wow.
Boy, what a comeback, huh? Jim Morgantown, Pitt, they never quit. Got to give him credit. Give Mike credit, Jim Moore. That's Bob Alessandri right next to him there with the glasses on, the defensive coordinator. Tremendous job by the Pittsburgh people. They've gained a lot. Win or lose, they've gained a lot. Maybe West Virginia has too. They thought they had this for 41 times. I think there's a choice to be made here on a 1st down. Whether or not they're going to get a 1st down, personal fouls or automatic 1st down, depending on when it happens, what the call is. Is it roughing the kicker? Did he make the call on it?
Yes, I think so.
Well, there is a decision evidently to be made here.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense. Automatic 1st down.
Now they're going to go, and you go back for all those that like the second guess as you look at it again.
Oh, look at that. Oh, he's pushed into him.
Let me ask you something. That old thing, if you never take points off the board.
This is a no-win call for Mike Gottfried unless he wins the game. There's no right call here. There's no way. There's absolutely no way to make the right call unless you win the game.
Richards, right up the middle, he'll score. We have a 4-point ball game with just under 3 minutes to play.
Hey, folks.
Look at Redmond on this play. Look at the block.
You want a backyard brawl? You're right. Redmond on Herring. Herring is down, and Richards is up. And in, and we've got a brawl. Boy, do we have a brawl.
Frazier's extra point attempt right down Broadway. 31-28.
There's one for you. They don't need an onside kick. They need their defense to stop them, and now they need a field goal to tie the game. This call on the roughing the kicker. Watch this thing again. No. Poor Waters. Oh, where else is he going to go? This is a great effort by Waters. Boy, did he get over here? There's a little help for you. Ball is made. Van Pelt, nothing to be ashamed of. He's a freshman. You expect him to make mistakes. He's made plenty, but he's made up for them too. When they look at the films, it's going to be a defensive coverage problem that cost them this game.
Well, I mentioned just a moment ago with 2:55 left, don't go away. Those people were. They were leaving the stadium. Now they're standing on the hill and watching, not from the vantage point they had inside the stadium for the last 3 hours, but now with a 3-point ball game and still almost 3 minutes to play. Coach Nealon pops the brow. Doesn't matter, it's just a 40.
Well, I say, win or lose for him, it's going to be a bad night. Win or lose for Mike Godfrey, it's a bad night. This is the type of game a coach says, well, wait, we were ahead 31-9, and Mike just say, well, we would have won it had we not done this. And this has become a real tough night for both teams. The winner obviously will feel better in the morning.
And you know what is at stake? Both of these ball clubs with perfect records, ranked number 9 and number 10. First time in the history. The 82nd meeting, they've never come into a ball game with both of them ranked in the top 10. And I mentioned the trophy that sits in the offices down underneath the stadium. That's the Lambert Trophy for supremacy in the East. There's a lot at stake in this one tonight, and of course, big bowl run.
Why, wouldn't a tie be something? What happens then? If you go home, go on your way, huh?
He'll kick it away from Jet. Now this is a live ball. He's got to field it. He does it at 3. Across the 10, and he's out to the 12.
That's a good decision. I think that's an excellent decision. Kick the ball deep. You've got a defense. They have a great defensive line. Come after him. Try to hold them. They have no timeouts. Pitt has no timeouts. It's all up to Major Harris here, as it has been most of the year. Let's see what he can do.
Well, for Bob, Bino, and Lee, they'll be coming up with the college football scoreboard immediately following the ball game. But we still have 2:51 left in this one. Remember, Pitt has no timeouts left.
You're West Virginia. You can't play wide open offense. You got to squeeze the ball. Think about turning it over.
Napoleon hit in the backfield, and he'll be knocked down for a loss. Keith Hamilton steps across and hitting for a couple-of-yard loss. Also, Siragusa.
All right, here they're talking it over. Here's Van Pelt with the Pitt offense.
Down on one knee with the board drawing plays.
What a senior he'll make in 4 years.
Major Harris rolls the pocket, backside pressure. They force him out, and he will be tackled at the 17 by Dan Crosby.
What a great play by Major Harris. Stopping, taking the hit, and staying in bounds. Junior, that is smart.
Clock is running at 1:53 and now 1:52. The line of scrimmage will be the 17. And for West Virginia, they need the ball just across the 23 for the first down.
From Don Nealon, I give the ball to Major Harris. I don't hand it off. I live and die with the guy. I let him run around back there. If he gets the first down, fine. If not, keep it away. It's got 11 men in the line of scrimmage.
Pass is complete. That's Evans, and he will have the first down, and now a late marker comes down at the 22-yard line. Yards in the play. Aaron Evans caught it wide open, and And it is against the Mountaineers. Illegal receiver downfield, or ineligible, I should say.
That lost it down? Lost it down, yeah. That's a biggie there. I don't think they thought Major was going to throw the ball. I thought that they figured he's going to run the ball. I mean, who throws the ball in that situation?
Eligible receiver, downfield offense, third down.
No loss of down. The penalty will take it back just inside. It's going to be the 12-yard line. Clock is running again. 1 minute, 12, now 1:11. Pass is drilled and incomplete, looking for Rember. Marcus Washington was covered. 55 seconds left. And a marker, another flag, down back at the 11-yard line.
Not lost down, by the way. Got to wear out his hat.
Well, the third down pass play, incomplete.
Look out for the safety here. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a safety.
Calling him over. He wants to talk to his kid.
Ineligible receiver downfield during the pass. Penalty declined. Fourth down.
Well, I say, Pitt defense didn't get on the field. They are going crazy. They're going to come after this, but look out.
Greg Herzog gets it away, and it is a beauty. Hampton all the way back to the 40 on the fair catch. 48 yards of the kick, and here's the story. 49 seconds left. West Virginia by 3, 31-28. The Pitt Panthers with no timeout. Redmond on a running play. He'll take it for only a couple of yards. Proctor comes up to make the stop. Really kind of a strange ball.
No harm done, I don't think, and a good try. A good try, wide side of the field, line it up and throw it.
Van Pelt, knocked down. Leroy Axum got a hand up. It'll be third down.
They need to get to the 24-yard line for a 41-yard kick. That's the long for Frazier. And they need either a first down or to get out of bounds to stop the clock. Pitcher. Great effort by his guys tonight. This game was over an hour ago.
Intended for Putin and knocked away by Darren Bolton. It will be fourth down.
Throw the ball too deep. They're going to give him the short underneath. He's floating this thing. Nose of the ball up. The ball's floating. Too many defenders back there.
17 seconds left.
2 plays. The second one, I don't know. The first one has to be a first down.
And to make the first down, they need the 50-yard line. It is complete to Pitt.
to the pass play. 11 seconds left in the ball game.
Here's where that timeout kills them. They can't throw it to the middle of the field. They have to go out of bounds or throw it out of bounds.
Seven ticks left on the clock as Van Pelt gets it out of bounds. And Van Horn is coming on to attempt a field goal with only 7 seconds left. And this will be a 50-yard attempt. So now he leads the lineup. And Pelt comes back on the field as the field goal unit has come on.
Quick out to Tootin.
It is caught and out of bounds. Hurd at the 25. 2 seconds left. Oh, my goodness.
Has this kid gained tonight? Has he learned win or lose? Win or lose, he brought his team back. Well, he's come of age in this game. There's Daddy. Mr. Van Pelt, how proud he must be.
Now the field goal unit comes on the field. At this time, rather than Van Horn, it will be Ed Frazier.
This might be the most graphic example yet this year of kicking without a tee. That 2 blocks already.
42-yard attempt. He is good. As you might imagine, this crowd is absolutely stunned. A 42-yard field goal by Ed Frazier with 2 seconds showing on the clock.
Frazier had 2 blocks. You have to give it to the kid. Off the serve. And with at least 6 inches to spare, he kicked it right through. No question about the direction. It was only a matter of whether it would get there. And after having 2 blocks, Ed Frazier maintained his concentration under the most difficult conditions. And the Pittsburgh team should be very, very proud of himself. What a remarkable job by his team. He is a motivator. The Pitt people love their coach. They love their coach, and they should. They came through tonight. Excellent job by both teams with Pittsburgh. Remarkable comeback. 50 years from now on, we'll talk about this one. Maybe not very happily, but we'll talk about it.
It was a career long by Frazier. What a job. Let's go down to Chris Fowler down on the field. Chris.
Okay, Ron, with Mike Godfrey. Coach at the side, does it feel like a win down here, though?
No, I don't think it feels like a win, but I think when you come from so far behind, you try to position yourself and come out here with something. We tried 2 two-point plays or 3. We weren't successful, so we scratched that idea, kicked the extra point, tried to play them for the field goal late in the game.
Talk about Alex Van Pelt. The tough first half down here in his home territory. Pulled it together in the 4th quarter.
Chris, he's 18 years old. He's 19, whatever he is, and to come down here and play like he did there at the end, I think it's a tribute to him. Anytime on the road you can have this kind of game, you got to figure there's some good things ahead. But we'll take some. I don't like a tie, but I like the idea of getting out of it and not getting beat.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Ron?
Chris, thanks so much. Once again, our final score, 31-31, a tie between West Virginia and Pitt. Our Visa players of the game are from Pittsburgh, Henry Tootin, and from West Virginia, Major Harris. And as a part of their continuing development of amateur athletics, Visa is proud to donate $1,000 to each of these universities and $1,000 to the U.S. Olympic team. And now for Kevin Kiley, Chris Fowler, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Ron Franklin. Let's go to Bob Carpenter for the College Football Scoreboard Show. Gentlemen.
All right, Ron, thank you very much. And tonight, the back...
It'll be 4th and a yard to go. 1:51 to play.
We talked about it being one at the line of scrimmage. Take a look at the surface, the penetration Pittsburgh gets. Great job of controlling the line of scrimmage and sending Zaraway backwards.
Frank Moore with the initial contact. Humphrey and Coakley, the linebackers, coming up.
You have to kick in this situation. You go for 3 and the tie.
This is Jay Taylor. 34-yard try from the hash mark. And Taylor is good. We are tied. 1:19 left, regulation time.
And that's what this rivalry is all about. You think Don Nehlen wasn't worried? His kickers, look at Zimmer up there. Take a look, the offensive coordinator Dan Zimmer. You think he's not worried? Take a look at Taylor here. He's like, oh, thank you. Because he knows that the kickers have not performed well. That's a clutch kick, though. Give him credit.
Well, Taylor has 2 of 2 today, and he's 13 of 15 on the season, and he has tied it up at 35 all. Now let's turn the clock back to 1994 for an offensive battle between Pitt and West Virginia with only 40 seconds left. Pitt marches down the field and takes the lead on this pass. The Panthers thought they had the game, but 24 seconds remain. And it was victory, West Virginia, 47-41. That was 1994. This is 1997. Tied at 35 with 1:18 to go in the backyard brawl. 47 yards, 11 plays, the field goal by Taylor, his second of the game, 2 of 2.
And this is what you pay to see.
Hank Poteet from the 8. Out to the 25-yard line. Don't forget, tonight on CBS, it's Snowden on Ice at 8 o'clock Eastern, followed by Ice Wars, featuring the USA versus the world. Lots of ice tonight on CBS. Lots of heat here. From Morgantown, West Virginia. Pittsburgh has only one timeout left, and they're at their 25-yard line. First down. Remember, Gonzalez with 4 touchdown passes already. 2 wides to the right. And that one he throws out of bounds as the coverage was good along the sideline.
Good tight coverage by West Virginia. Gonzalez is not going to gamble on this one because if all else fails, you always can work to go into overtime, but you're not going to throw it across the middle or do something foolish to give it back to West Virginia, who would have pretty good field position and an opportunity to kick for the win.
Evan Barlow was the intended receiver, well covered on the sideline. Holford goes to the left, Murphy to the right. 2nd and 10. Out of the pro set. Gonzalez steps up in the traffic, eludes one tackler, gets to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5. 58 and counting down. Pittsburgh with one timeout to call here in regulation time.
That's a pretty decent scene for Gonzalez because West Virginia, they're going to rush 4, and the rest are going to back up. So if he can get past the initial 4 front linemen, he may have some space out there.
Blitz set. Nate Terry off the corner. .23 seconds on the clock. Timeout called by Pittsburgh, their last.
And that's stealing right there, Nate Terry. All away from the safety position. Someone has to really step up and put a hat on him. You have to fan out if you're an offensive lineman. If you're a tight end or a receiver, you check him first before you take off. A tight end would do the same thing.
West Virginia took the timeout there, Dave, not Pittsburgh. So West Virginia with 2 remaining. So they'd like to have one last shot before regulation time expires. They have a 4th down situation here, so the Mountaineers took the timeout. Pittsburgh has 1 remaining. They have the ball, but it's 4th down. After the game, get on the road to the national championship at our FedEx Orange Bowl site. You'll find exclusive audio and video highlights, historic anecdotes, and a complete Division I analysis. It's all at our cyberspace address, cbs.sportsline.com. And Pittsburgh is elected to punt. They'll rely on their defense here with 23 seconds left. Grant Cofield standing at his 5, hits it from the 10. And it's a good kick. Nate Terry at the 45, shakes off a tackler, and Terry, great effort, gets to the 45 of Pittsburgh. 12 seconds left.
And West Virginia has time for maybe 1, and that's all. Now, Taylor, you look at his range today. He's made 1 from 34 and 1 from, I believe, 47. So
Yep.
that's been his longest this season.
Yep.
So that's what you're working against in these last 12 seconds.
First down, Pittsburgh 45. Bulger straight back. As time goes deep, overthrows the receiver, incomplete. Crowd wanted an interference call. Green, the intended receiver. Four seconds left.
I think the fans are booing because it looks as though McGee is interfering. Actually, he's holding. There's contact definitely made on the end of the play, but nothing called. West Virginia with the gutsy strike, going for it all with 12 seconds left. Now they're down to 4.
Bulger again, waving them downfield, gets lots of time. Deep corner, and that's going to be intercepted. No, it's incomplete. He caught it out of bounds. Doesn't matter. Zeros are up, and we'll have overtime at Mountaineer Field. Now there'll be a coin toss, and one of the following choices will go to the winner. They can choose either offense or defense, or which end of the stadium they want to use. Then each team will have a series of downs, untimed, each team having possession of the ball. They'll start at the 25-yard line.
And I'm really surprised that West Virginia, with 12 seconds left, went for it all, went for the win. I'm thinking maybe something shortened underneath, and then you have a shot at the field goal.
Well, there's the look at the overtime rules with the coin toss, and we'll see who wins it. Whoever wins makes one of those two choices. Then the play begins on the opponent's 25. Each team has the ball until it scores or fails to make a first down.
Overtime. Okay?
John Smith.
Possession by both teams equals 1 period. Okay? The winner of the coin toss, I will explain your option. Okay? If you have any questions, ask me now. Otherwise, here we go. Okay, Captain, you want to call it? As soon as we get in the beginning of the game, I'll toss it, I'll catch it, you make a choice from there. You ready? Heads. Yes, because heads, it is a head, you run the toss. Now, here are your options. You go on offense or defense, or which end of the field? You want to play defense. You want to play defense. Okay, now which end of the ball you want to play to that end, or you're going to play the ball first and 10 or the 25 down there. Okay, gentlemen, go back to your respective sides.
So Pittsburgh will play defense. West Virginia will have the ball first when we return to Mountaineer Field in a moment.
You're buying a car. You know exactly which cars you want and which cars you don't want. But there are still cars out there that you don't know that you do want. Recently, Oldsmobile has come out with so many new models, they might not be on your list yet. They should be. So before you buy, find out all you can. Come to Oldsmobile's 100th anniversary premiere and test one. Or call toll-free to find out.
I rolled the dice for $8. I unloaded my Tonka for 12 bucks.
You get seriously low commissions with Ameritrade. Internet trade for $8, touchstone trade for $12, or trade with a broker just $18, no matter how many shares you trade.
We went to Club Med for $18.
Plus, your first 5 trades are commission-free when you open an account. Call 1-800-592-7694 or visit our website. Ameritrade, the way to trade, period.
Dang it! How do I get the game on this thing?
Uncle Ned.
What?
That's not the TV.
Well, what is it?
Here, watch.
At Packard Bell, we torture test every computer we make so they can pass the toughest test of all, home.
See?
He was out.
Packard Bell, the computer the world comes home to. Featuring the Intel Pentium 2 processor.
How do I get the news on this thing?
Pittsburgh chose to defend because, of course, in college overtime situations, each team will have at least one possession, and they want to find out what the other team does against them. That's why they made the choice. They won the toss, they had the choice, and they chose to defend. And so West Virginia will start at their 25-yard line of Pittsburgh. West Virginia is in their first overtime game. Pittsburgh earlier this season defeated Rutgers in overtime. Dave Logan, you have to say this is just a perfect ending for a great football game. A terrific effort in the first half by Pittsburgh.
Yes.
A great effort in the second half by West Virginia. They have drawn even.
That's what this rivalry is all about. It's been like this for years.
A backyard brawl. First down from the 25. Zeraway picks up about 6. Now you can obviously score a first down and keep on going with the ball.
West Virginia.
If you fail to get a first down, you turn it over. Sorry, Dave.
No, still patient with Zeraway. They still feel he's the bread and butter guy. Not going to panic. Going to see what Pitt's going to play and wait and see how they want to open it up.
2nd and 5. Zeraway stuffed this time, and that's Frank Moore. Zeraway's going to be seeing Frank Moore in his dreams because if anybody's played him tough all season long, it's been Frank Moore. He's had lots of help, and Moore, with his great penetration, has been in Zeraway's face.
And in the beginning of the game, Pitt really played well in the red zone against West Virginia. We saw them miss a few arm tackles and things of that nature, but really they had pretty good fire when they were at this end of the field.
No gain, 3rd and 5. Just missed getting Bulger. Bulger for Foreman. He can't hold on. Creighton on the coverage. The ball was there, a little bit high. Foreman couldn't haul it in.
What's the naked boot again? This time Pitt does not get filled. Bulger does not have the great velocity on the football. See what happened? Now watch Foreman again. He goes up high, just can't come down with it. But again, it's the pressure from Pitt that made Bulger throw off that back heel. He couldn't plant, set, and fire.
That was Julian Graham, and they'll go for the field goal here. Taylor's got 2 already today. That's from the 27, and it's wide. Jay Taylor was 2 of 2, and he missed a 37-yarder. And so Pittsburgh now has their turn, and if they score, this is over.
Take a look at the kick. Just didn't get enough of it. How do you make one from 34, make one from 47, and miss from that area? Take a look at the Pitt people. They're like, yeah, the strategy worked. Great defense. Now all we need is to punch it in, and we're back on Highway 79 going north.
So now they'll play at the same end of the field. That was the choice of West Virginia, to choose the end of the field where the contest would take place. Pittsburgh, first down at the 25. Gonzalez gives to Billy West. He gets a yard at most. Bob Baum